It's not beneficial to have a conflict with Qin Zhang and the others now. The opposing party isn't a pushover. Even if they win, it would only be a Pyrrhic victory. By then, with their primordial qi greatly depleted, the Gongshu family would be even more disadvantaged in this secret realm. Thus, engaging in a battle for pride right now would be a futile endeavor. Understanding this point, Gong Shuyu suppressed the coldness in his heart and finally waved his hand. Let's go. The other Gongshu family members, seeing the Chenkuan sect refusing, also turned cold. As they left, their gaze towards Qin Zhang and his group was filled with hostility. Second senior brother, I believe the Gongshu family won't easily let this go. When we meet again, we might be enemies. After the Gongshu family members left, Yi Qingzhu spoke with some concern. What is there to fear? If it comes to it, I'll fight them. If second senior brother hadn't stopped me, I would have struck with my sword, a disciple of the Chenkuan sect said loudly. Indeed, it would also be a chance to avenge junior brother Zhaogang, Chu Shaoqing shouted. Gong Shuyu and the others probably won't confront us directly. It would be disadvantageous for them, Qin Zhang said. But we should also be wary of their covert moves. In the coming days, don't act alone to avoid being ambushed. Understand? Yes, second senior brother. Upon hearing this, all the Chenkuan sect disciples felt a chill in their hearts and responded in unison. They knew the shamelessness of the Gongshu family. It was quite likely they would resort to such despicable actions. All right, let's retreat to the valley for now, and remain vigilant moving forward. The group returned to the valley, seeing the Taoist Wu Bao still guarding there. And the log cabin where Lu Qing resided remained tightly shut. Master Wu Bao, has Mr. Chun not finished adjusting his breath yet? Qin Zheng asked. Mr. Chun has just conveyed to me through voice transmission, saying that he gained insights while battling the Black Wolf mutant beast and needs to retreat to digest these insights. He asks everyone not to worry, as he should be able to emerge tomorrow. The Taoist Wu Bao replied. Mr. Chun is truly gifted, able to gain insights amidst combat, Qin Zhang praised. In that case, we don't need to keep vigil here anymore. Let's focus on our own tasks. Junior sister Qingzhu, junior brother Zixiao, your bodies haven't fully recovered yet. You can use this time to rest. Yes, second senior brother. Yi Qingzhu and the others did not refuse. They understood that only by fully restoring their strength would they not hold back their fellow sect members. After all, this secret realm was fraught with dangers. Now that they have truly fallen out with the Gongshu family, it's likely they will face more targeting in the future. Only by quickly recovering their strength could they better cope with all these challenges. Immediately, the group of Chenkuan sect disciples set about their own tasks. Some started practicing cultivation through meditation, while others delved into comprehending cultivation techniques. Yi Qingzhu and the few held a spirit stone in their hands, extracting its spiritual charm to regulate their injuries. In the log cabin, Lu Qing was staring absent-mindedly at a strand of dazzling blood floating before him. Indeed, he had refined the witch's primordial blood from within the Black Wolf beast. The witch's primordial blood at the golden core level in a mutant beast was indeed extraordinary. Lu Qing sensed that within the blood strand before him, there was an immense energy. He felt a strong desire deep within, wishing to devour it instantly. Still, Lu Qing exerted powerful restraint to suppress his body's instincts, preventing them from affecting his heart and spirit. Ah Qing, are you going to refine this strand of blood? Little Li stood on Lu Qing's shoulder, looking at that blood diamond-like strand of blood, swallowed hard, then asked. It also harbored an overwhelming desire for this strand of blood. If it weren't for its open spiritual wisdom, and it had been journeying with Lu Qing for so long, its Tao heart being similarly honed well, it might not have been able to suppress the desire within its heart. Yes, I am still unsure of the risks in refining this golden core level blood. I will attempt it this time. If the risk is not great, we will hunt other golden core level mutant beasts later and extract the blood for your refinement. Lu Qing stroked the little creature's head, comforting it. Within the witch's primordial blood lies evil qi, and Lu Qing was unsure of the strength of the evil qi in this golden core level primordial blood. So he dared not risk allowing Little Li to refine it first. Little Li understood this point, and immediately urged, "Then, Qing, refine it quickly, or else I'm afraid I won't be able to resist swallowing it." "All right." Lu Qing smiled, refraining from hesitation, and opened his mouth to devour the witch's primordial blood floating before him. Once the primordial blood entered his body, Lu Qing rapidly activated his heart and spirit to refine it. Immediately, the vast and peculiar life energy within the primordial blood exploded, continually absorbed by him, and his physical body began quickly strengthening at a visibly rapid pace. Together with the primordial blood, a powerful evil qi also burst forth. The evil qi erupted in Lu Qing's body, rampaging, swiftly aiming for his forehead acupoint. So this is the evil qi impact that Little Li and the others sensed. As Lu Qing absorbed the erupting evil qi, a realization dawned in his mind. Previously, when refining the Foundation Establishment witch's primordial blood from the black-scaled black mouse, he only felt a breeze brushing against his forehead acupoint. It couldn't even shake his forehead acupoint in the slightest. He wasn't even sure if it was evil qi. Now, refining this golden core level primordial blood, he finally perceived the essence of the evil qi erosion and impact. However, Lu Qing soon discovered, although the evil qi from this golden core level primordial blood was more than 10 times stronger than that at the Foundation Establishment level, it still couldn't harm him. Compared to his forehead acupoint, as strong as diamond, the evil qi of the golden core level primordial blood was merely a more intense wind. It couldn't truly shake the defense of his forehead acupoint, let alone invade it and erode his divine soul. Is it because the Black Wolf Beast was only at the initial realm golden core level, so the evil qi strength, although much higher, is still not too formidable? Lu Qing pondered this as he observed. If that's the case, then Little Li should be able to withstand this level of evil qi shock. Regarding the Taoist Wu Bao, that's uncertain. His foundational heritage was somewhat weak, struggling somewhat while refining the witch's primordial blood from the black-scaled black mouse. If refining this golden core level primordial blood, he might not necessarily stabilize his heart and spirit against the internal evil qi's impact and erosion. However, the witch's primordial blood is indeed mystical. Lu Qing felt his constantly strengthening physical body with some admiration. He could sense that the witch's primordial blood wasn't merely enhancing the power of his physical body. It was causing some transformation on a deeper level, greatly boosting his potential. This is undoubtedly an extremely mystical ability. It's worth noting that after Lu Qing formed the perfect golden core, his own foundation was already deep enough. Even dubbed by the world as a prodigy, unparalleled genius, or faultlessly innate top-grade golden core of the Tao seed, its foundation and potential in cultivation were still far inferior to his. Not to mention, an impeccable innate top-grade golden core would typically cultivate to the perfection stage of 9 turns if there's no accident. The probability of achieving the primordial spirit is very high, as long as no heinous crimes were committed, provoking the wrath of the heavens and abandoning by the world. Generally speaking, an impeccable innate top-grade golden core, simply by steady cultivation, achieving the primordial spirit isn't difficult. This is why in the cultivation world, those who weathered 9-fold heavenly tribulation and forged an impeccable innate top-grade golden core are called Taoists. Because once such an impeccable golden core forms, it equates to condensing the Tao seed. Future achievement of primordial spirit, the pursuit of the Tao, is considered to have a foundation. An impeccable innate top-grade golden core's potential is already impressive, astonishing the world. Yet Lu Qing's perfect golden core is even more powerful, because its cultivation limit is not 9 turns of the golden core, but 12 turns. The 12 transitions of the golden core are a realm explicitly stated in the Taoist chapter obtained by Lu Qing. It's also a realm that only a perfect golden core can reach. According to the description in the Taoist chapter, the limit of an impeccable innate top-grade golden core is the 9th transition, whereas the limit of a perfect golden core is the 12th transition. That's a difference of 3 entire transitions. One must realize, in cultivation, the gap in power between an increasingly small realm is often enormous. The cultivation limit of a perfect golden core is 3 transitions more than an impeccable innate top-grade golden core. The difference in latent potential between the two is immense. It's precisely because of this that Lu Qing dared to enter and explore this secret realm on the Divine Mountain with a 5th transition golden core realm. Because he has enough confidence, even when facing those golden core Taoists from major factions, he has sufficient self-preservation ability. Originally, Lu Qing thought, with his current profound foundation and potential, there was hardly any spiritual medicine treasures that could increase his potential in the golden core realm. But the emergence of the witch's primordial blood overturned this misconception. It can enhance his physical body, which was originally stronger than a body cultivator's, and cause some fundamental transformation. Indeed, the path of cultivation is vast and boundless, filled with countless mysteries. I have seen so little of it yet dared to talk about limits, truly too arrogant, like a frog at the bottom of a well. Feeling the enhancement of his physical body, Lu Qing self-reflected quietly. Ultimately, after fully refining that strand of golden core level witch's primordial blood, Lu Qing estimated that his physical body had enhanced by roughly 1%. Don't be fooled by thinking 1% isn't much. Given how formidable Lu Qing's physical body is now, a 1% increase is indeed a remarkable effect. If replaced with actual data, it would be a pretty astonishing figure. You should know, earlier when he refined 10 strands of foundation establishment level primordial blood, it only enhanced his physical body by 1,000th. And this was just the primordial blood refined from the Black Wolf beast at the initial golden core realm. If it's the primordial blood within the mutant beast inside, its efficacy must be even stronger. In this case, there's no need to rush to the ancient tower. Better to seize the opportunities at hand first. Lu Qing isn't worried that the opportunities within the ancient tower will be seized by other strong cultivators. This secret realm was left by the ancient witch clan. The inheritance within must be associated with the witch clan. The witch clan's inheritance is bound to be related to physical cultivation, and even the trials in the tower might be the same. So Lu Qing doesn't feel that those major factions could easily pass the ancient tower's trials and obtain the inheritance. He himself doesn't even have complete confidence to pass the trials of the ancient tower. Better a bird in the hand than 2 in the bush. Thus he still decides to first seize the opportunity of the witch's primordial blood. Moreover, he has a feeling, if he continues refining the primordial blood, his physical body might undergo an unimaginable transformation. By then, even if he can't gain any other opportunities, this trip to the secret realm will still be entirely worthwhile. Ah Qing, how do you feel? Little Li saw Lu Qing open his eyes and quickly asked. Very good indeed, this primordial blood has significantly increased the strength of my physical body. Though the evil qi has strengthened, you should be able to handle it. I can refine it too? Then Ah Qing. Little Li's eyes brightened at this. Lu Qing nodded. Yes. Tomorrow we shall hunt a few golden core realm mutant beasts to refine their bloodlines. Around the ancient tower, there are a total of 18 mutant beasts, except for the 3 strongest late golden core realm beasts inside, which he's not confident about. He has confidence in hunting the others. Little Li immediately beamed joyfully. Lu Qing sensed the outside. The time spent refining the primordial blood was much shorter than he anticipated. So it's still early outside, not even dark. Earlier he had sent a message to the 5 treasures Taoist, saying he'd close off for a while, so it was inconvenient to go out now. After thinking about it, he took out some jade scrolls from the Chenkuan bag, placing them in front of himself. Staring at the 3 rows of jade scrolls in front, Lu Qing fell into contemplation. These jade scrolls contain golden core level cultivation techniques. Some he purchased earlier in Tianshu City. More he acquired not long ago while traveling with the 5 treasures Taoist, from the loose cultivators they encountered on the way. Now there are nearly 30 jade scrolls in total. With these as resources, perhaps he could achieve a breakthrough in the bottlenecked perfect golden core skill. With this thought, Lu Qing picked up a jade scroll, activated his superpower, and viewed it. Soon, several strips of information floated from the jade scroll, Ah, you, those Chenkuan sect people are really shameless. Our willingness to team up with them is their luck. Yet they dared to reject us. In the dense forest, the female member of the Gongshu family said indignantly. Behind her, the other Gongshu family members similarly showed somber expressions. Gongshu Yu said nothing, his gaze dark, seemingly pondering something. Ah, you? I'm talking to you? What are you thinking about? The woman, not getting a response, asked again. She waved her hand a few times in front of him. What did you say? Gongshu Yu snapped back to attention. I'm talking about how you plan to deal with those Chenkuan sect people. They dared insult our Gongshu family. If we don't teach them a lesson, others might think we're easy to bully. Let's set aside the Chenkuan sect for now. Our urgent task is to figure out how to enter the ancient tower, which is most important. Though Gongshu Yu was also annoyed with Qinzhang and their attitude, he still knew what was most pressing now. But the Chenkuan sect doesn't want to team up. With just us, we might not be able to enter the ancient tower, right? Therefore, we'll have to seek other allies. Seek other people? Who? The woman was puzzled. Naturally, find those whose strength is decent but, like us, can't breach the ancient tower alone. Gongshu Yu put away the jade fan. I already have a few targets in mind. Let's go. The night quietly descended. The entire forest fell into silence. Occasionally, there'd be some movement, indicating a mutant beast hunting. However, those dwelling in this forest are not ordinary experts. Only when the dozen guardian beasts placed around the ancient tower emerge does the forest's mutant beasts pose a threat to them. So that night, the forest passed in relative quietness. When dawn light broke, the next morning, inside the wooden cabin, Lu Qing also opened his eyes. Light swirled within them, deep and endless like the vast starry sky, yet filled with infinite intelligent radiance. An entire night had passed, and he had used his superpower to contemplate those almost 30 golden core level cultivation technique jade scrolls. And finally, he gained some insight into the 7th transition of the perfect golden core skill. With so many golden core realm cultivation techniques as resources, I finally glimpsed a hint of the 7th transition technique. It truly isn't easy. Lu Qing couldn't help but sigh. The path of cultivation is fraught with hardship and danger. Those cultivators who have reached the golden core realm are not simple people. They can all be considered rare geniuses in cultivation. And those who can create golden core level techniques are even more outstanding among geniuses. After all, creating something from nothing is never easy. The 2 or 3 dozen golden core level techniques he acquired each contain the painstaking efforts of an extraordinary genius, and the cultivation wisdom within them should not be underestimated. He found himself frequently astonished by the ingenious ideas as he contemplated them. Finally, a flash of inspiration came, and after accumulating extensive knowledge, he finally broke through the obstacle and gained a hint of insight into the 7th transition of his perfect golden core skill. Of course, this is just a hint at the moment. To truly deduce the 7th transition, he still needs to construct the framework in the coming time and gradually refine it. However, starting is always the hardest part. The most challenging step has been taken, and what's left is the painstaking work. And with superpowers, even the painstaking work won't take him too long. After feeling a bit appreciative, Lu Qing checked the time and found it was still early, so he activated his superpower again and continued to contemplate and deduce. By the time the sky outside had fully brightened and the disciples of the Chenkuan sect began their activities, Lu Qing already had a general idea of the framework for the 7th transition of the perfect golden core skill. Finally, I see hope, Lu Qing smiled. With a framework in mind, the rest becomes much simpler. Just filling in the details, and before long, this 7th transition technique should be fully completed. However, such matters can't be completed in just a day or two. And since Lu Qing has more important things to do today, he temporarily stopped the deduction. Ah, Qing, have you finished cultivating? Little Li saw Lu Qing awaken and immediately jumped into his arms, looking up at him with bright eyes. Yes, I've finished cultivating. In a while, we'll head back to the ancient tower. Seeing the little one's expression, Lu Qing understood its thoughts immediately. Removing the array, he carried little Li out of the wooden hut and saw the disciples of the Chenkuan sect busying themselves with their respective tasks in the valley. Brother Chun, you've come out of seclusion. Chu Shaoqing had been paying attention to the happenings at Lu Qing's hut. Seeing him emerge with little Li in his arms, she immediately dropped what she was doing and ran over. Just came out. Is Miss Chu cooking? Lu Qing looked at the firewood in Chu Shaoqing's hands, her palms somewhat blackened, with even a few black smudges on her fair face, and couldn't help but be curious. Yes. Chu Shaoqing somewhat bashfully hid her hands behind her. Second senior brother said senior sister Yi and the others have just recovered from severe injuries, damaging their foundation, so we need to prepare some meals to replenish their qi blood. But I'm not very good at cooking, and I've made a fool of myself in front of you, Brother Chun. Mr. Qin is quite right. Suitable medicinal cooking can better replenish the source of qi blood. Lu Qing nodded in praise. Golden Core realm experts aren't entirely detached from worldly desires. Of course, ordinary food doesn't appeal to them much anymore. Generally, only spirit food made from spiritual materials full of spiritual charm can pique their interest. In Tianshu City, there are many restaurants and taverns specializing in spirit food. Of course, the price of spirit food is usually quite high. But why are you using firewood instead of spiritual fire for cooking the medicinal meal? Second senior brother said that since we don't know how long we will be staying here, we shouldn't waste too much mana, so we opted for firewood. I see. Lu Qing nodded. Qin Zhang is indeed a meticulous person. This can be considered foresight. Brother Chun, do you know how to cook? Chu Shaoqing asked curiously. I used to be a doctor. Making medicinal meals is part of the job, so I have some knowledge. I see, but we don't have very good spiritual materials, so I don't know how effective the cooked medicinal meal will be. Chu Shaoqing said, somewhat distressed. They had just entered this secret realm not long ago and were drawn to this dense forest by the ancient tower. Lately, because they had to take care of the severely injured Yi Qingzhu and others, they have been staying in this valley. So they hadn't been able to explore the secret realm properly, let alone search for spiritual materials. Lu Qing thought for a moment, then took out 2 plump mutant beast rabbits from his Chenkuan bag. When making medicinal meals, adding these 2 mutant beasts might enhance the effect. Brother Chun, did you catch these? Chu Shaoqing's eyes lit up as she looked at the 2 rabbit mutant beasts. I caught them while on the way here. They contain substantial blood and flesh essence and should be a good choice for nourishing qi blood. Lu Qing smiled. Lu Qing had caught quite a few of these rabbit mutant beasts while passing through the grassland. Initially, he planned to try them with little Li when he had some free time to see how they tasted. Unexpectedly, they came in handy here. Thank you, Brother Chun. With these 2 rabbits, the medicinal meal's effectiveness will be greatly enhanced, and senior sister Yi and the others will certainly recover more quickly. Chu Shaoqing, being in the Golden Core realm, could naturally feel the powerful blood and flesh energy contained within the 2 rabbit mutant beasts. After thanking Lu Qing, she took the rabbit mutant beasts and headed towards where the medicinal meal was being prepared. But soon, she found herself in a dilemma, faced with the corpses of 2 mutant rabbit beasts, unsure of where to start and not knowing how to proceed. As a Golden Core cultivator, slaying mutant beasts was undoubtedly within her capabilities, but gutting and skinning them for cooking was something Chu Shaoqing was attempting for the first time. So she didn't know where to begin. Lu Qing noticed and chuckled, then walked over. Let me handle it. With that said, he took the 2 rabbit mutant beasts and summoned a strand of sword qi, swiftly gutting them, removing the skin, and then using a cloud to clean them before finally chopping them into pieces. Chu Shaoqing was mesmerized watching Lu Qing expertly handle the ingredients. She originally thought that when Lu Qing said he knew a little, he really meant just a little. However, seeing his proficient movements, it was clear he was just as skilled as the spirit chefs in restaurants. Thank you, Brother Chen. I'm too clumsy. Only when Lu Qing placed the meat into the simmering medicinal soup did Chu Shaoqing snap out of it and quickly expressed gratitude. No problem. I'm not busy with anything else right now anyway. Lu Qing smiled and proceeded to take out a few more mutant rabbit beasts from his Chenkuan pouch. Then he took out a rune-engraved jade jar and some spirit rice. Using the small cloud rain skill, he summoned a cloud to quickly rinse the spirit rice before placing it into the jade jar. With the mana activated, the runes on the jade jar lit up, soon emitting waves of heat. In the same manner, Lu Qing sliced one of the mutant rabbit beasts, preparing to cook it in the jar. The remaining 3 mutant rabbit beasts were skewered, and he summoned a spiritual fire to slowly roast them. "Brother Chun, what are you doing?" Chu Shaoqing watched in a daze and couldn't help but ask. "It's been a while since I made breakfast. Just testing if my skills are still sharp." Lu Qing controlled the spiritual fire, slowly roasting the mutant rabbit beast in his hand. Lately, he had been either repairing things or traveling. He hadn't cooked for himself in a long time. Seeing Chu Shaoqing simmering the medicinal soup earlier, he couldn't help feeling tempted. "Brother Chun, do you always carry spirit rice with you?" Smelling the rice aroma slowly wafting from the jade jar, Chu Shaoqing asked again. "Yes, I love food, so I usually carry some cookware and ingredients with me. I even grew the spirit rice myself." "Grew the spirit rice yourself?" Chu Shaoqing was stunned again, because this was yet another unexpected response from him. Watching Lu Qing seriously roast the meat, Chu Shaoqing felt a bit dazed. She found that the more she interacted with Brother Chen, the less she understood him. Aside from his unfathomable cultivation realm, it was also his various unexpected behaviors, like him personally growing spirit rice, which she couldn't quite understand. Growing spirit rice was usually something the outer disciples in the Qi refinement realm of the sect did. Why would someone like him, a top-tier golden core cultivator, do such menial tasks? While Chu Shaoqing was lost in thought, the spirit rice porridge in the jade jar began to gently boil. Lu Qing added the sliced rabbit meat to the jar, and soon a fragrant aroma wafted out. Of course, the more intense aroma still came from the mutant rabbit beast he was roasting. The rich aroma quickly caught the attention of the other Chenkuan sect disciples cultivating in the valley, who all opened their eyes. Even Yi Qingzhu and others, meditating inside another wooden house, were drawn to it. "It seems Mr. Chan is in good spirits, roasting meat early in the morning." Qin Zheng walked out of a wooden house, chuckling. "Just passing the time. Also, Miss Yi, the medicinal soup Miss Chu cooked is done. After you eat, it should help replenish some qi blood." Lu Qing moved the pot of medicinal soup aside and fetched some bowls and chopsticks, gesturing to Yi Qingzhu and others. Knowing that Chu Shaoqing prepared this medicinal soup especially for them, Yi Qingzhu and the others expressed their gratitude before taking it. However, after taking a sip, they couldn't help but pull a bitter face. "Senior Sister Yi, Senior Brother Zishao, how is it? This is my first time cooking. Is it good?" With anticipation, Chu Shaoqing asked. It's not bad, just a bit too strong on the herbal taste," Yi Qingzhu said with a forced smile. "Delicious," Zishao said seriously. As for the other 2 Chenkuan sect disciples, naturally, they didn't dare say anything negative and also praised the taste. This round of compliments immediately made Chu Shaoqing beam with joy. Cooking for the first time and earning the approval of her senior brothers and sisters proved she had a knack for being a spirit chef. Thrilled, she immediately announced, "Then I'll cook medicinal soup for you all in the coming days." Hearing this, Yi Qingzhu and the others froze. "Well, no need for you to go through such trouble, junior sister. I feel like I've almost fully recovered, and too much medicinal soup might overburden me," Yi Qingzhu gently replied. Yes, yes. The 3 with Zishao nodded in agreement. "Oh, that's a pity," Chu Shaoqing said with some regret. Seeing her relent, Yi Qingzhu and the others breathed a sigh of relief. If they had to consume the junior sister's medicinal soup several more times, even if their physical injuries healed, their divine soul might suffer quite the trauma. Lu Qing watched from the side, secretly amused but didn't expose the situation. Instead, he served 4 bowls of meat porridge and handed it to them. "Miss Yi, you should also try the meat porridge I cooked. It's made with spirit rice and mutant rabbit meat, and it has good nourishing effects for the body as well. Mr. Chun cooked this himself." Yi Qingzhu and the others heard this and were somewhat flattered as they accepted it. The enticing aroma wafting from the bowl compelled them to take a sip. The next moment, their eyes all lit up. The spirit rice meat porridge was fragrant, soft, and smooth, with a rich meat aroma, truly delicious to the extreme. What's more, their taste buds had just been tormented by junior sister Xiao Jing's medicinal dish, and the stark contrast made this porridge taste even better. Mr. Chen's cooking skills are indeed impressive, not inferior to those famous spirit food chefs in Tianshu City. Zi Xiao couldn't help but praise. You flatter me. It's just that everyone has gone without food for too long, so it seems especially delicious, Lu Qing said with a smile. Then he invited the other disciples of the Chenkuan sect over to eat breakfast together. This time he had cooked quite a bit of porridge, and the Chenkuan 1-chi bag held plenty of spirit rice, so there was no worry about running out. Initially, some disciples of the Chenkuan sect felt a bit embarrassed, but eventually, under Qin Zheng's leadership, everyone gathered around to eat together. Thus, for the first time since entering the secret realm, the disciples of the Chenkuan sect finally had a proper breakfast. Mr. Chen, junior brother Zi Xiao was right. Your cooking skills are truly not inferior to those spirit food chefs. After breakfast, even Qin Zhang couldn't resist complimenting him. Especially the roasted meat, it was a flavor he had never tasted before. It's just the quality of the ingredients. My cooking skills at most only add a finishing touch, Lu Qing replied modestly. But he wasn't wrong, it was indeed the credit of the ingredients. Even he was quite surprised that the rabbit mutant beast caught casually on the grassland tasted exceptionally good. It was quite miraculous that these rabbit mutant beasts, which had exceptionally strong physical bodies capable of resisting swords while alive, became highly tender after death, not tough at all. Additionally, Lu Qing had roasted them using spiritual fire, thoroughly cooking them, resulting in a tender rather than chewy texture, and the taste was excellent. Indeed, the mutant beasts in this secret realm have strong physical bodies due to the witch's primordial blood within them. Once they die, the bloodline isn't activated, and their physical bodies weaken. Lu Qing realized in his heart. By the way, Mr. Chen, there's something I need to inform you of. Yesterday, while you were in seclusion, the people from the Gongsu family came. At this moment, Qin Zhang suddenly brought up the matter from yesterday. Mr. Qin, are you suggesting I should be wary of the Gongsu family? Lu Qing pondered. Exactly, that Gongshu has a deep mind, and yesterday when you appeared with us he most likely noticed. Now that we've already torn with him, I'm worried he might take it out on you, which wouldn't be good for you, Qin Zhang said seriously. Thank you for the reminder, Mr. Qin. I will be careful. Seeing Lu Qing acknowledge this, Qin Zhang felt relieved. Even though Lu Qing's strength was profound and mysterious, making it difficult for him to see through. However, as the saying goes, 2 fists are no match for 4 hands. The Gongsu family has strength in numbers, and Gongshu Yu's cultivation realm is even higher, having reached the pinnacle of the Golden Core 8th turn. In this secret realm, he's only slightly weaker than Ba Tian of the Overlord clan, Shun Songfeng of the Heavenly Sword Sect, and the Taoists from Daoshu Temple and Biluo Palace. No matter how capable Lu Qing is, he's only one person. If he falls into the clutches of the Gongsu family, he might find it hard to resist. Thus, he didn't wish for their benefactor, who had bestowed great favor upon the Chenkuan sect, to suffer the consequences of their own conflict. Brother Chun, if that's the case, why not stay in the valley here? As long as we advance and retreat together, the Gongsu family wouldn't be able to harm us, Chu Shaoqing suggested. I'm afraid that won't work. Lu Qing shook his head. I still plan to make a trip to the ancient tower later. Mr. Chun, are you planning to go to the ancient tower? Qin Zhang was taken aback. Other disciples of the Chenkuan sect also looked over. Indeed, yesterday I fought the Black Wolf Beast and gained some insights into a Taoist skill I am cultivating. However, I have not fully comprehended it yet, so I want to go again to experiment and see if I can gain something more. Lu Qing found an excuse. I see, in that case we should accompany Mr. Chan there, Qin Zhang realized. If it involves cultivation insights, one should not easily let them slip away. After all, insights are rare. If missed this time, who knows when they will appear again. There's no need for such trouble. I can go by myself. I'm familiar with the way, and it won't take much time to go back and forth. Lu Qing declined. He would likely have to travel back and forth a lot between the plains outside the ancient tower. It wouldn't be appropriate to have so many people accompany him each time. That won't do, Qin Zhang hastily interjected. In the dense forest outside the ancient tower, it's unknown how many powerful beings are lurking and, as I mentioned earlier, the Gongsu family might be plotting something from the shadows. There's no need for Mr. Qin to worry about that. I may not excel in other skills, but I am quite adept at escaping. As long as I am cautious, I believe no one in this secret realm could capture me. Seeing Lu Qing's confidence, Qin Zhang was momentarily speechless. The others felt the same, although they disagreed with Lu Qing going to the ancient tower alone. Since Lu Qing was a benefactor to the Chengquan sect, if he insisted, they couldn't stop him. Finally, under Lu Qing's insistence, Qin Zhang and the others could only watch him leave the valley with worry. Second senior brother. What if Brother Chen encounters an ambush from the Gongsu family and something happens? Watching Lu Qing's departing figure, Chu Shaoqing was very anxious. Mr. Chen insists on going alone. We have no choice, Qin Zhang said helplessly. At his cultivation realm, his determination is bound to be firm, and his decisions cannot be easily swayed by others. That may be so, but... Chu Shaoqing was anxious, her face turning red, but couldn't find a reason to argue further. Yi Qingzhu and the others felt similarly anxious but didn't know what to do. Actually, there's no need for everyone to worry so much. At this moment, the Five Treasures Taoist suddenly spoke. Yes, this time Lu Qing was heading to the vicinity of the ancient tower without even taking him along. What do you mean, Taoist? Qin Zhang was intrigued and asked. You are all worried that Mr. Chen would encounter an ambush from the Gongsu family. But actually, you don't have to. The Five Treasures Taoist smiled and said, Mr. Chen not only has profound strength, but his spiritual sense is also extraordinary. Few can escape his sensing ability. Furthermore, his spiritual beast is exceedingly mysterious. It seems to possess a special sensing ability, able to perceive what others cannot. Even the most potent concealment technique cannot hide from its spiritual sense. Everyone recalled the spiritual beast Lu Qing always kept with him, mostly seen sleeping in his arms, a raccoon. No one expected that the spiritual beast, besides being adorable, also possessed such marvelous abilities. Yi Qingzhu and a few others remembered the terrifying aura that Little Li had briefly displayed back at Observation Peak when observing the inscriptions at Tianshu City. It seemed that wasn't a mere illusion. Mr. Chen's adorable spiritual beast was truly extraordinary. Even so, the Gongsu family is a highly ranked, powerful noble family among the 36 upper clans, with deep roots. They not only possess various strange skills and techniques but also various powerful magical treasures. If Gong Shuyu and others carry something powerful to conceal their presence, Mr. Chen and his spiritual beast might not necessarily detect them. Qin Zhang still wasn't completely reassured. It wasn't that he was worrying unnecessarily, but he was acutely aware of the deep resources such a powerful noble family like the Gongsu family possessed. Once they become a target, one cannot be too cautious. In fact, before meeting you, Mr. Chen and I had already encountered people from the Gongsu family on our way here. At that time, young Master Yu was using a magical treasure to conceal his presence, but Mr. Chen identified him immediately. The Five Treasures Taoist revealed another bombshell news at this time. You have encountered people from the Gongsu family before? Qin Zhang and the others were startled. Yes, it was in this dense forest. After Mr. Chen revealed his presence, Gong Shuyu was quite surprised, stating that few have ever been able to discern the concealed aura of his formless light smoke Luo magical treasure. As the Five Treasures Taoist narrated to the Chengquan sect disciples about their past encounter with the Gongsu family members, Lu Qing had already swiftly moved through the dense forest, arriving in front of the plains outside the ancient tower. Then, As he looked at the mutant beast standing on the plains, he suddenly paused. He saw that in the area where he had killed a black wolf beast yesterday, another black wolf beast was now standing. The entire plain still had 18 mutant beasts, firmly guarding the ancient tower. Why is there another black wolf beast? After a brief pause, Lu Qing's heart entertained a suspicion he dared not believe. Could it be that the guardian beasts on these plains are fixed, and if one is lost, the ancient tower will immediately replace it? Thinking of this, Lu Qing was filled with joy. If that's true, then he wouldn't have to worry about how to share the golden core level primordial blood with little Li. I can't fully confirm if this is the case. I need to conduct another test. Thinking this, Lu Qing's figure flickered and entered the plain, stepping into the guardian domain of a black wolf beast. In the next moment, the black wolf beast awakened and roared as it lunged at Lu Qing. Is this the only move you know? Lu Qing smiled slightly. His earth vein magnetic domain unfolded beneath him. Layers of primordial magnetic power weighed upon the black wolf, instantly slowing its speed dramatically. Then Lu Qing set his boxing stance, and the roar of a tiger and the cry of a dragon echoed, shaking the surroundings. Who is breaking into the tower? The commotion naturally alarmed many strong opponents lurking in the dense forest. However, when they wanted to take a look, they found that the battle on the plain was already over. A figure darted into the forest. Its aura completely vanished, unable to be sensed again. They didn't even get a clear look at the figure before completely losing sight of its traces. Looking back again at the plain, one of the 18 mutant beasts was missing, the black wolf beast. Another black wolf beast is gone. Could it have been slain again? Could it be the person who came with the Chenkuan sect yesterday? It's most likely him. That roar and cry of a dragon sound was precisely the boxing phenomenon he displayed yesterday in the battle with the mutant beast. Does this person have a grudge against these black wolf beasts? Why does he keep going against them? Could it be that there are secrets inside these beasts? He's continuously hunting these guardian beasts. Doesn't he fear provoking those terrifying beasts deeper inside to intervene personally? Although the strong opponents in the dense forest didn't get a clear look at Lu Qing's appearance. Through various clues, they quickly confirmed that the one who made the black wolf beast disappear must be the young man who came with the Chenkuan sect yesterday. What puzzled them was the reason behind Lu Qing's continuous slaying of the black wolf beasts. Could it be that he aimed to hunt down the mutant beasts on the plain one by one, then enter the ancient tower? Or perhaps there was some secret within these guardian beasts. For a moment, the strong opponents in the dense forest had their thoughts fluctuating, generating numerous conjectures. Lu Qing naturally had no time to care about these thoughts. At this moment, he was lurking on a large tree at the edge of the dense forest, keeping his aura hidden while watching the direction of the plain. With his perfect golden core's ability of formlessness and statelessness, hiding his aura was naturally undetectable by anyone. Lu Qing kept a close eye on the direction of the plain. After he slew the black wolf beast, the other two nearby black wolf beasts became agitated. However, before they could rush over, Lu Qing had already slipped away. So they could only roar at the edge of the plain for a while, then return to their original positions. Once everything returned to calm, Lu Qing's eyes suddenly narrowed. He saw in front of the plain's center, the ancient tower suddenly projected a beam of light, landing in front of the plain. When the light dissipated, an almost identical black wolf beast reappeared at Lu Qing's previous battle location, filling the vacancy left by the one he had slain. Indeed, the ancient tower replenishes the lost beasts, maintaining their number at 18. Seeing this, Lu Qing was incredibly delighted. This meant he could freely hunt these golden core level beasts, extracting the witch's primordial blood within them to facilitate his own transformation. Not even little Li's share would be missing. Ah Qing, since these beasts can be replenished, doesn't that mean? At this time, little Li also excitedly transmitted to Lu Qing. Yes, we'll soon gather a considerable amount of golden core level bloodline. After speaking, Lu Qing's figure flickered, jumping down the tree, heading towards the plain once more. Soon, he arrived again at the guardian domain of the Black Wolf Beast. But this time, when Lu Qing awakened the Black Wolf Beast in his area, he also waved and slashed out 2 sword chis, striking at the other 2 Black Wolf Beasts in nearby areas. Indeed, this time, to improve efficiency, he directly awakened 3 Black Wolf Beasts. As 3 roars resonated, the many strong opponents who had just withdrawn their divine soul sensing from the dense forest were startled once again. What's happening? Is someone breaking into the tower again? What day is it today? Why are so many people attempting to break into the tower? No, it's still that young man. When the strong opponents in the dense forest saw the situation on the plain, they were all stunned, because they could see that fighting with the beasts was indeed the young man who had slain a Black Wolf Beast yesterday. This also confirmed that it was indeed him who had stirred up the beasts' uproar earlier. What exactly is this person trying to do? Could these guardian beasts really contain some secret? Seeing Lu Qing using some invisible power to bind the 3 Black Wolf Beasts, then cleanly and efficiently smashes their heads to slay them with 1 punch each. Then, collecting the corpses, not even leaving the blood behind, his figure disappeared into the dense forest again. The strong opponents in the dense forest, even if they were slow, sensed the anomaly now. There must be some kind of secret within these guardian beasts that they hadn't discovered. Otherwise, the young man wouldn't repeatedly hunt them, not only taking the corpses but also the blood. For a moment, many strong opponents' thoughts were stirred. Those with formidable strength were already contemplating whether to hunt a guardian beast or 2 to investigate. Action followed thought. As Lu Qing lurked on the large tree in the dense forest, saw the ancient tower projecting 3 Black Wolf Beasts again, intending to take action. Yet to his surprise, he saw someone had beaten him to it. He saw several powerful figures emerge in the plain, striking towards the newly appeared 3 Black Wolf Beasts. Indeed, my continuous slaying of guardian beasts has drawn suspicion among the other strong opponents. After his surprise, Lu Qing immediately understood what was going on. His consecutive hunts of the Black Wolf Beasts were indeed rather unusual. The strong opponents lurking in the dense forest were almost all talented individuals, each highly astute. It seemed they had already begun doubting the motive behind his hunting of the beasts. It looks like I'll have to leave it at that for today. Lu Qing sighed helplessly. Although he knew his consecutive hunting of guardian beasts would inevitably draw attention, he hadn't expected these strong opponents to act so swiftly. He wasn't ready to engage with other forces and immediately decided to retreat, quietly descending from the tree, collecting his aura, and quickly passing through the dense forest. Using his extraordinary spiritual sense, coupled with Little Li's mystical sensing ability, Lu Qing avoided all the strong opponents lurking in the dense forest, disturbing no one, quietly returning to the valley. Although the valley protection array was set up by people from the Chenkuan sect, Lu Qing was also granted the spell to enter and exit, so he didn't need to trouble anyone each time to activate the array. Where are you all heading? Just as he entered the valley, Lu Qing saw Qin Zhang and a group of Chenkuan sect disciples gathering, seemingly about to leave the valley. Mr. Chen, you've returned. Qin Zhang and the others were delighted to see Lu Qing return. Mr. Qin and the others were about to head out to assist you, Taoist Wu Bao said on the side. It turns out Qin Zhang and the others heard faint roars of beasts coming from the direction of the ancient tower and, worried, finally decided to go out and assist Lu Qing. Unexpectedly, just as they were about to leave, Lu Qing had already returned. I see, thank you all, but my escape skills are pretty solid. Regular folks can't pin me down. After listening, Lu Qing immediately expressed his gratitude. Mr. Qin, from the sounds of the roars earlier, it seems there were more than one beast. What happened at the ancient tower? Qin Zheng asked. More importantly, even now, they could hear the disturbances coming from the direction of the ancient tower. Other strong opponents are battling with the guardian beasts there. Not wanting to get entangled with them, I decided to return first. That's how it is, Qin Zheng suddenly realized. He thought that Lu Qing wouldn't be so careless as to get caught in a siege by the beasts. Everyone, I still need to retreat for a while, and I need to borrow the cabin again. After explaining, Lu Qing said once more. Watching Lu Qing enter the wooden cabin, a trace of envy appeared in the eyes of Taoist Wu Bao. By this time, he was completely certain that Lu Qing had gone towards the ancient tower to hunt those guardian beasts and extract their bloodline. The wonders of the bloodline extracted from the mutant beasts he had personally experienced. The enhancement it provided to the physical body was astonishing, exceeding any spirit pills he knew of. Unfortunately, he did not possess the ability to hunt golden core level mutant beasts as effortlessly as Lu Qing did, like eating or drinking water. He even reckoned that even if he were given a share of golden core level mutant beast bloodline, he might not be able to refine it. After all, refining a foundation establishment level beast's bloodline was already quite taxing for him, with residual evil qi still lingering within him that he hadn't completely resolved. If he tried to refine a golden core level bloodline, his body might not withstand the invasion of the evil qi before it could be fully enhanced. So towards Lu Qing, all he could do was be envious. Inside the wooden cabin, Lu Qing quickly extracted all the witch's primordial blood from the bodies of the 4 black wolf beasts. Little Li, you go first, see if you can refine it, Lu Qing said with a smile, meeting Little Li's expectant gaze. All right. Hearing this, Little Li immediately swallowed a wisp of the bloodline and began refining it. Lu Qing made no move, instead observing quietly from the side, to see if Little Li could refine it smoothly. Then he saw that after Little Li swallowed the primordial blood, although the body started trembling, the shaking wasn't severe. Clearly, the evil qi contained in this golden core level primordial blood was still within its tolerance range. Ultimately, Little Li successfully refined the primordial blood without any danger. Ah Qing, my physical body has strengthened a lot, by a full third. Upon opening its eyes, Little Li excitedly reported first thing. It's noteworthy that previously, after refining foundation establishment level primordial blood, it could only enhance its body by a mere 10th at its limit. Whereas just one wisp of this golden core level primordial blood had far exceeded that effect. As long as it's effective, refine another wisp of bloodline. The 4 wisps will divide evenly, Lu Qing smiled. However, the evil qi of this golden core level primordial blood is also much stronger. I'm afraid if I refine a few more, I'll be like Mr. Chun, needing some time to resolve the evil qi. Little Li lamented. This is not a problem. We can store the bloodline, continue refining after you've resolved the evil qi. In the following period, Lu Qing and Little Li refined the remaining primordial blood. Lu Qing's physical body was enhanced by another 2%, while Little Li's was enhanced by 2/3. But Little Li also sensed that if it refined one more wisp of golden core level primordial blood, it would need to stop temporarily, spend some days resolving the internal evil qi before continuing. As for Lu Qing, the evil qi to him was like a gentle breeze, with no real impact. The only concern was whether the effect of primordial blood had a limit. He didn't know at what point the golden core initial realm mutant beast's primordial blood would stop being effective for him. Fortunately, for now, the golden core initial realm mutant beast's primordial blood's effect was still strong. He should be able to refine several more shares. Just not sure whether those strong figures will discover the secret of the primordial blood. On this point, Lu Qing was helpless. Those who could reach this realm were clever individuals, and a bit of a stir would arouse much speculation. His continuous hunting of guardian beasts was too abnormal, surely drawing attention. Seems like next time I hunt mutant beasts, I should be more aggressive, aim to hunt more. The reason Lu Qing typically killed only 1 or 2 guardian beasts each time was to keep his abilities hidden and disguise his strength. Now, with the changing situation, he needed to alter his plan. The commotion near the ancient tower didn't last long before it settled down. It was unclear if those strong figures had successfully hunted the mutant beasts or discovered anything. Lu Qing didn't set off immediately but waited until nightfall to head out quietly. Second senior brother, Mr. Chun seems to have gone out again, reported a Chenkuan sect disciple in charge of alerting when sensing the array's fluctuation to Qin Zheng. I know. No need to pay attention. You can leave and continue the night watch, said Qin Zheng calmly as he opened his eyes from cultivation. After the disciple left, Qin Zheng's eyes revealed a pensive look. Lu Qing's continuous trips to the ancient tower to hunt mutant beasts. Even he felt the abnormality. He speculated Lu Qing was likely not just understanding cultivation techniques. There must be another purpose. However, since Lu Qing had shown kindness to them, as long as it didn't endanger the safety of his junior disciples, Qin Zheng did not intend to inquire closely. So he turned a blind eye, pretending not to know. In the darkness, Lu Qing, with little Li, swiftly traversed through the dense forest to reach the plains. Although it was pitch black, both Lu Qing and little Li had the ability to see in the dark. Moreover, with their current realms, divine soul sensing was sometimes more convenient than eyesight. Thus, Lu Qing could still see the 18 guardian beasts standing in the plains. It was uncertain how many mutant beasts those strong figures had hunted after he left, and how many had been replenished in front of him. Gazing at the standing guardian beasts, Lu Qing's eyes were calm. This time, he planned to make a bold move, at least aiming to hunt the 9 Golden Core Initial Realm mutant beasts on the outer perimeter. If possible, attempt to see if he could kill a mid-Golden Core Realm mutant beast. Upon thinking this, Lu Qing stomped on the ground, expanding his Earth Vein magnetic domain. This time, he deliberately enlarged the domain's scope, directly encompassing the 9 outer Golden Core Initial Realm beasts. In the next moment, 9 roars echoed. His figure was like a dragon. With one step, he had already reached a black wolf beast, unleashing a punch. The black wolf beast's roar stopped abruptly, unable to react before its head was smashed with a punch from Lu Qing, killed instantly. The splattering blood, not yet reaching the ground, was swept up by Lu Qing's divine soul power, along with the corpse, into a Chenkuan pouch. Next, Lu Qing took another step, the ground trembling as the immense power of his physical body maximized his speed. The body sliced through the air, bursting with thundering sound, carrying a great wave of force to another black wolf beast. Boom! With another punch, the second black wolf beast's head exploded. After collecting the corpse's blood, Lu Qing didn't pause, reaching the third beast in an instant. Just like that, under the influence of his Earth Vein magnetic domain, the slowed-down Golden Core Initial Realm Guardian beasts couldn't evade Lu Qing's fists. Almost one punch for each, they were quickly harvested by him. Lu Qing used the Earth Vein magnetic domain to restrain and limit the 9 Foundation Establishment Realm Guardian beasts. Then he burst out with formidable strength, killing a beast with one punch, swiftly reaping them. Such a commotion naturally attracted the attention of the strong in the mystical forest. Who is still attempting to enter the tower at night? Or have those major powers already uncovered the secrets of the guardian beasts and want to kill them again? No, it seems to be that kid from the day he's appeared again. At first, the strong thought it was another force attempting the tower, wondering who was so daring to try it at night. When they released their divine soul sensing, they discovered it was none other than the young man who slaughtered 3 black wolf beasts in an instant during the day. These guardian beasts must contain some secret, otherwise, that kid wouldn't come at night to hunt them. The guy who originally vanished into the forest is now coming out at night to hunt the beasts. At this point, the strong in the mystical forest were completely convinced that these guardian beasts held some powerful secret within. Otherwise, that sneaky kid wouldn't come secretly and repeatedly to hunt them. Boom! Lu Qing didn't need to think to know that causing such a big disturbance had certainly attracted the attention of many strong people in the forest. But he didn't care, continuing to swiftly hunt the outer guardian beasts. With another punch, he killed a large wild boar mutant beast, killing all the outer 9 Foundation Establishment Realm Guardian beasts. This scene surprised the strong in the forest. The guardian beasts outside the ancient tower were notoriously difficult, something they had all personally experienced. Even the outer 9 Foundation Establishment Realm beasts, their formidable physical strength and tough life energy were headaches. Even late Foundation establishment strong fighters couldn't necessarily kill them with one blow under weakened Taoist skills. But in Lu Qing's hands, those Foundation establishment realm beasts were like tofu, dispatched with a punch each. In the entire mystic realm, few could achieve this. However, the strong could see that the reason Lu Qing could kill the beasts like cutting vegetables was largely due to his incredibly strong physical body. In this strange mystic realm, where spiritual energy is scarce and the space's unique rules weaken the powers of Taoist skills and magical treasures, only the pure power of the physical body remains unaffected. So in the eyes of many strong people, Lu Qing's ease of killing the beasts wasn't because his realm strength was profound and far above theirs, but because his powerful physical body perfectly fit the mystic realm's environment, maximizing his strength. Of course, regardless of the reason, Lu Qing's displayed combat power made the strong pay serious attention to him. At least in this mystic realm, no one dared to say they could easily deal with this mysterious young man. He's already killed the outer 9 Foundation establishment realm beasts, but hasn't left. What is he planning? The strong in the forest, surprised, found that after Lu Qing killed the last Foundation establishment realm guardian beast, he didn't leave quickly as before. Instead, he continued further inside. He's moving deeper. Could it be he's planning to challenge the tower alone? Seeing this, all the strong focused on this commotion were truly shocked. It must be known that to this point, no one had successfully challenged the tower alone. All the strong who tried have met their demise. Even the most powerful Taoist saintesses of the thickest forces dared not say they could challenge the tower alone. The aura from the 3 late Foundation establishment beasts deep inside the 18 guardian beasts was simply too terrifying. Not to mention in the mystic realm, even outside where their powers aren't weakened, they can't say they'd win against those terrifying beasts. So everyone was shocked to see Lu Qing daring to move deeper. Lu Qing naturally didn't know what the strong in the mystical forest were thinking. He stepped into the guardian domain of one Foundation establishment middle realm beast. He chose a Foundation establishment middle realm ape mutant beast, the one that Chu Shaoqing mentioned had defeated their array. The moment Lu Qing stepped into the guardian domain, the ape mutant beast woke up. Its eyes opened, its figure vanished from its place, and in the next instant it was in front of Lu Qing, eyes full of ferocity, its entire body exuding a terrifying aura, throwing a punch at him. Its speed was not only fast, but its punch was extraordinarily fierce, with an air of a master of boxing. Interesting. Feeling the power of the ape's punch, Lu Qing showed a fascinated expression. He didn't dodge or evade, not even using the earth vein magnetic domain, instead settling his shoulder and preparing to throw a punch, accompanied by the roar of a tiger and the cry of a dragon, to meet the ape's punch. This scene, in the eyes of the strong in the forest, was another feeling. The ape mutant beast stood over 10 feet tall, with robust and long arms, its fist like a huge black millstone. As it waved, even just brushing against it could shred cultivators in the Foundation establishment realm to pieces. Lu Qing's fist seemed much smaller in comparison, appearing like an egg striking a stone. It was as if he was about to be smashed by the ape mutant beast's punch, turned to pulp. However, when the fists collided, all the strong couldn't help but widen their eyes. Amid the violent celestial gale, the ground trembled, and a large figure kept retreating, each step causing the ground to shake. It was the 10-plus-foot-tall ape, retreating from Lu Qing's punch, unable to stabilize its form. Even the ape mutant beast, which was initially filled with ferocity, now showed an incredulous expression. It seemed it couldn't believe that the little figure in front of it could force it back with a punch. Want to retreat? Lu Qing's gaze sharpened, a step forward, and his figure shot out like a bolt, catching up with the retreating ape mutant beast. His left hand opened, yellow light flickered, and invisible primordial magnetic power surged out, entangling the ape mutant beast. Then Lu Qing pulled and pressed down, making the ape mutant beast feel 100 times heavier, plus the powerful pulling force, so that it couldn't help but fall forward. At this moment, Lu Qing unleashed the roar of the tiger and the cry of the dragon, his right hand delivering another punch. This punch targeted the ape mutant beast's head. After fighting these guardian beasts for a long time, Lu Qing had figured out that the head was their greatest weakness. As long as he smashed the head, their robust life energy would be of no use. The ape mutant beast made a mistake, step by step falling into Lu Qing's trap, able only to watch as the jade-like fist approached its forehead. Boom! A burst of blood mist. The Foundation Establishment Middle Realm ape mutant beast died. This person's strength is so formidable. Even a guardian beast of the Mid-Golden Core realm can be killed with one punch. How did he temper his physical body? It's simply unbelievable. And that invisible domain of his, what kind of power is it? It's simply the perfect counter to these mutant beasts. In this secret realm, this person likely already has the qualifications to challenge those Taoist saintesses. Seeing Lu Qing punch and kill the ape-like mutant beast, the experts hidden in the dense forest were all shocked. They hadn't imagined that Lu Qing could even kill a Mid-Golden Core realm mutant beast with just one punch. They immediately understood that they had probably underestimated the strength of Lu Qing's physical body. The power of this person's physical body had truly reached an unfathomable level, far beyond what they expected. Brother Ba Tian. This person had actually been holding back his strength before. In a certain spot within the dense forest, Shun Songfeng said to Ba Tian with a shocked expression. Indeed, I previously said this person's physical body was slightly stronger than mine. Now it seems I underestimated him. With just the power of his physical body, even without using a magical treasure in this secret realm, we might not be able to deal with him. Ba Tian looked serious. The power Lu Qing displayed had already reached a level that even surprised him. It seems we have another opponent to be wary of, besides Daoshu Temple and Biluo Palace, Shun Songfeng remarked. On the other side, a cold voice also carried a wave. This person's origins are mysterious, and his physical body is incredibly strong. If he enters the ancient tower, he might have an easier time than we do, and our plan might need to be advanced. This person had hidden his strength before. Fortunately, we listened to you and did not confront him. In the location of the Gongsu family's members, a woman said with great relief. As for Gongshu Yu, his face was gloomy. Lu Qing had connections with the Chenkuan sect. The stronger his power, the worse it was for him. The experts in the dense forest were full of thoughts and different intentions. Yet they could not influence Lu Qing at all. After punching to death the ape-like mutant beast, collecting its body and blood, Lu Qing already had a sense of the strength of these Mid-Golden Core realm guardian beasts. Their strength was indeed formidable, but they weren't too difficult for him to slay. He looked towards the remaining Mid-Golden Core realm guardian beasts, a glimmer in his eyes. Without hesitation, he directly went to kill them. Soon, 6 more Mid-Golden Core realm guardian beasts were all hunted down by Lu Qing. Only the last 3 towering figures standing before the ancient tower remained. Looking at those figures, each over 10 feet tall, Lu Qing thought for a moment and decided not to provoke them. Instead, he chose to retreat, then waited quietly at the edge of the plain, taking out spirit stones as if to adjust his state. Soon enough, when the ancient tower dispatched more mutant beasts, Lu Qing charged in again. This was destined to be a night that would greatly shock the experts in the dense forest. The mysterious young man went in and out repeatedly, constantly hunting down the guardian beasts outside the ancient tower. He had nearly slain close to 100 guardian beasts. Doesn't this person feel tired, expending mana like this? Did he prepare a lot of spirit stones and elixirs before entering the secret realm? Such frenzied hunting. There must be some huge secret contained within these guardian beasts. Perhaps the reason this person can have such a powerful physical body is also related to this secret. The ancient tower itself is mysterious. How many Golden Core realm mutant beasts does it hold within? The crowd of experts in the dense forest watched in awe as Lu Qing crazily hunted the guardian beasts outside the ancient tower. They were astounded by Lu Qing's continuous explosive combat ability, and equally shocked by the depth of the ancient tower's secrets. They couldn't imagine how many mutant beasts were hidden within this ancient tower, but based on the number of mutant beasts it had dispatched, It was nearly comparable to the number of Golden Core Realm disciples from an external large sect. After once again blasting the final Golden Core mid-realm mutant beast to death, Lu Qing suddenly felt a hint of vigilance. As he quickly turned his head, he saw the innermost 3 towering figures slowly turning their heads to gaze at him, as if they were showing signs of awakening. Is it because I've slaughtered too many mutant beasts, causing these late Golden Core Realm mutant beasts to grow displeased? Or have I triggered some mechanism reaction of the ancient tower? Lu Qing's mind turned quickly, but his actions did not slow at all. In an instant, his body flickered rapidly, retreating to the outside. Those late Golden Core Realm mutant beasts were far from ordinary. Even he felt a sense of threat, so he didn't intend to fight them now. After all, he had already slain enough Golden Core mutant beasts this time, so it was time to retreat. Lu Qing moved with incredible speed and in the blink of an eye, reached the edge of the plain. The late Golden Core Realm mutant beasts ultimately did not truly awaken and returned to their silence. Just as Lu Qing was about to enter the dense forest, he suddenly halted his steps, calmly looking ahead. As expected of someone who can freely hunt Golden Core level mutant beasts, your spiritual sense is truly remarkable. A voice filled with admiration came from the dense forest. Soon thereafter, dozens of figures emerged from within. Each of the dozens exuded an extraordinary aura, all Golden Core Realm experts. Particularly the few figures in the front had an abyss-like aura, clearly Golden Core late-stage experts. The speaker was an elder walking at the forefront. Seeing this, a commotion arose among the experts in the dense forest. They are the people from the allied sects of Lanhai Sect and Shenyuan Hall. What do they intend to do? Could they be trying to take advantage of the situation to rob him? Highly possible. Yesterday they also hunted down several of the guardian beasts. Maybe they want to know the inside secrets from him. These sects, when united, besides the Overlord Clan, Heavenly Sword Sect, and Daoshu Temple, only their current strength is the strongest in this secret realm. Looks like there's going to be a show to watch. Even Ba Tian and Shen Songfeng, top-level Golden Core practitioners, were quietly watching this scene. It was evident that Lanhai Sect and Shenyuan Hall had ulterior motives for suddenly appearing, and they too wanted to see how this mysterious young man would respond. The discussions in the dense forest were all through divine soul transmission, so Lu Qing didn't hear them. However, he looked at the dozens of people in front of him, and his expression didn't shift much. He said calmly, "Why are you all blocking my way? We mean no harm, just wanted to make friends with someone as skilled as you." The elder smiled. "Make friends?" Lu Qing looked at him with a half-smile. "I'm afraid it's not that simple, right? I have no ulterior motives, merely an earnest desire to befriend you." The elder continued to smile warmly. "I have no interest in making friends, goodbye." Finishing his words, Lu Qing attempted to sidestep and leave. The elder hadn't expected that despite his welcoming smile, Lu Qing would be so dismissive. Instantly, his expression changed as he reached out to stop him. "Wait, sir." However, before he could finish, Lu Qing's gaze sharpened, and his entire chi blood surged explosively. In a flash, he was already before the elder. Accompanied by the roaring sounds of tigers and dragons, he punched toward the elder's chest. This sudden move caught the elder by surprise, not expecting Lu Qing would act without hesitation. Fortunately, he had always been incredibly wary of Lu Qing, as this person had just hunted nearly 100 Golden Core level mutant beasts. Faced with such a fierce figure, how could he have been unprepared? Though shocked, he was quick to react. His heart and spirit surged, layers of treasure light emerged from his body, firmly protecting him. Simultaneously, he opened his mouth, and a streak of light darted towards Lu Qing's face. The streak was incredibly fast, reaching to pierce Lu Qing's head. Lu Qing slightly tilted his head, evading it. Meanwhile, his fist, unceremoniously, pounded into the elder's layers of protective treasure light. Boom! Under Lu Qing's unbreakable fist, the layers of treasure light before the elder shattered instantly, unable to hold back even a breath. Next, the jade-like fist struck the elder's chest. When Lu Qing's fist hit the chest of the elder, everyone widened their eyes. They had all witnessed earlier how fierce Lu Qing's fists were. Even the mutant beasts with extraordinarily strong physical bodies at the Golden Core level found it hard to withstand and were knocked out with a single punch. Although the elder was a strong Golden Core realm expert, formidable in strength, and ranked among the top within the secret realm, they still doubted he could withstand the punch power of this mysterious young man. The facts were just as they thought. The elder was struck in the chest by Lu Qing's punch, instantly spewing blood, and his body flew backward like a cannonball, crashing into the dozens of figures behind him. The force of his departure was so fierce that those behind him looked shocked. Fortunately, they were Golden Core realm experts, and their reactions were quick as they acted together, channeling layers of soft force to hold the elder up, preventing him from hitting the large tree behind him. However, when they saw the elder's condition, they were all shocked. The elder's chest had collapsed. The vestment robe he wore was completely shattered, revealing a broken inner armor inside. His breath was extremely weak, already entirely unconscious. "Elder Yu!" The disciples of Kanglin's sect immediately cried out in alarm. But the elder could no longer respond to them. The strong individuals who came with the elder all looked grim. They hadn't expected that just a single encounter would result in one of those with the highest cultivation among them being crippled by Lu Qing's punch. Considering Elder Yu's injuries, even outside, it would require a substantial amount of precious elixirs to heal him. Now, in this impoverished secret realm with sparse spiritual energy, whether he can survive is still a question. "Your attack is too heavy-handed. Elder Yu merely wanted to befriend you. Yet you directly crippled him. Isn't that too cruel?" A middle-aged man spoke with a gloomy tone. His aura was also strong, similar to that of the elder who was crippled by Lu Qing. "Have you ever seen someone bring dozens of people to make friends with someone?" Lu Qing said indifferently. "You know yourself what your purpose is in coming here." This time he was lucky, wearing a treasure armor. Otherwise it's not just a simple matter of crippling him with this punch. "If you think you can take a beating better than the guardian beasts in there, feel free to stop me and try." Upon hearing Lu Qing's bare threat, everyone standing in front of him paused. They recalled the scene where Lu Qing slaughtered among a group of Golden Core realm mutant beasts by himself earlier, and now seeing Elder Yu being crippled by Lu Qing's punch. Many suddenly felt the desire to retreat. As strong as they were, their cultivation could not surpass Elder Yu, and their physical bodies were not as strong as those guardian beasts. To take a punch from Lu Qing would certainly mean being smashed to pieces. But with so many of them coming forth now, if they retreated in disgrace after losing just one person, their reputation would be ruined. If word got out, how would their few major sects survive in the heavenly origin great world in the future? For a while, the group hesitated again. However, Lu Qing did not give them time to hesitate. Seeing them still not retreating, he lightly tapped his foot, and the earth vein magnetic domain expanded, enveloping everyone with invisible primordial magnetic power. "If you don't retreat, don't blame me for being ruthless." Lu Qing pressed his hand down, and the dozen of people in front instantly felt an overwhelming pressure descend upon them. Their bodies suddenly became 100 times, hundreds of times heavier. This is Earth vein magnetic power. So the invisible force he used to restrict mutant beast movement before was Earth vein magnetic power. But how can it be so powerful? Why can he still mobilize such strong Earth vein magnetic power under the suppression of this secret realm? Not good. Previously, when Lu Qing was hunting mutant beasts within the plains, due to the distance, the group of strong individuals did not clearly know what exact power Lu Qing was using. But at this moment, experiencing it firsthand, they finally realized it was Earth vein magnetic power. Moreover, the Earth vein magnetic power controlled by Lu Qing exceeded their expectations. With just his strength alone, he could suppress so many of them. Feeling the heaviness on their bodies, dozens of experts quickly exploded with mana, attempting to break free from the constraints of the magnetic power. But at Lu Qing's slight press down of his palm, they felt the heaviness on their bodies increase once more. Except for several late-stage Golden Core realm experts, the others all felt their backs sink, involuntarily bending down. Those in the initial realm of Golden Core felt directly pressed to the ground, unable to move. "Have mercy. We dare not offend anymore." Watching Lu Qing slowly pressing his hand down, the pressure on their bodies continued to climb rapidly, almost crushing them to death. Those with relatively weak cultivation at the initial realm of Golden Core immediately showed fear and loudly begged for mercy. The several late-stage Golden Core realm experts heard these pleas for mercy, and their expressions immediately changed. But Lu Qing's Earth Vein magnetic domain was too strange. They could still hold on, but couldn't share the pressure with their companions. According to the climbing speed of this pressure, soon those behind would likely be unable to hold on. At this moment, several experts at the late stage of Golden Core felt extremely resentful about the strange environment within this secret realm. If it were outside, under abundant spiritual energy, with mana resonating with the power of heaven and earth, how could they be so easily suppressed? But at present, they've become the tiger who falls into the plain, being bullied by a dog, suppressed shamefully by a young boy with a domain of Earth Vein magnetic power. They wanted to explode their trump cards to fight against Lu Qing. But if they did, those behind might perish as a result. Thinking of this, the middle-aged man gritted his teeth and had to lower his head and say, "Sir, we were wrong. Please be generous and spare our fellow members." Lu Qing's hand paused but didn't remove the magnetic pressure from everyone, instead quietly staring at the opponent. Staring to the point where the middle-aged man's heart felt cold. Then he said, "There is a way to survive. Whoever offers a Golden Core level cultivation technique, I will spare their life." Golden Core level cultivation technique? The middle-aged man was stunned. Other experts were also dumbstruck. No one expected Lu Qing to suddenly make such a request. "That's right, my patience is limited. I will count to 5. If you still refuse, don't blame my ruthless hands." Lu Qing slowly counted 5, 4, 3. Along with counting, Lu Qing's hand pressed down again. The pressure on the group increased sharply again. Those with weak cultivation couldn't wait for Lu Qing to finish his count before they couldn't withstand the pressure that threatened to crush them, and shouted loudly, I am willing to offer a Golden Core level cultivation technique. Please have mercy." Once someone started begging for mercy, things naturally followed smoothly. After all, no one truly wants to die, and compared to life, things like the inheritance of cultivation techniques clearly seem less important. As a result, the Golden Core realm experts subdued by Lu Qing successively took out a Golden Core level cultivation technique they had collected. As for the core cultivation techniques of their sects, they naturally did not dare to disclose them. Otherwise, if the core cultivation techniques of their sect were leaked, even if they could leave the secret realm, they would face extremely severe punishment upon returning to their sect. Lu Qing, however, did not care too much about this. Although the Golden Core techniques from these major powers were exquisite, they were not indispensable to him. His perfect Golden Core must be enhanced by creating his own cultivation techniques in order to advance in realm and cultivation. Therefore, compared to the sophistication of a technique, he valued the diversity of techniques more. That way, he could gain inspiration from them, absorb the strengths of various masters, and create his unique, perfect Golden Core skill. Thus, after these individuals each handed over a Golden Core level cultivation technique, he ultimately did not resort to extermination and spared them. Firstly, he was not a bloodthirsty person. Although these individuals had some ill intentions towards him, he did not sense any killing intent. So, reprimanding them while obtaining a batch of Golden Core level techniques was quite a good reward. Secondly, it was also out of consideration for the disciples of the Qianquan sect. Killing these people here would be easy, but the several major sects behind them would not let the matter rest. Once outside the secret realm, although he could always change identities and leave, Qin Zhang and Yi Qingzhu would likely face increased pressure. After all, a number of experts in the dense forest saw him walking with the disciples of the Qianquan sect. Of course, this was just for this time. If they did not repent and there was a next time, he would not show any mercy. However, all this was still based on Lu Qing's own strength. Within this secret realm, he was confident enough to protect himself. With the Earth Vein magnetic domain and the leaving fire tripod, he was not afraid of being besieged. Sufficiently strong power was the fundamental confidence that allowed him to do as he pleased in this secret realm. After collecting all the cultivation technique jade scrolls, Lu Qing walked into the dense forest. This time, no one dared to stop him. The Lanhai sect and Shenyuan sect had already united, making them some of the second-tier forces in the secret realm, aside from top forces like the Daoshu Temple and Heavenly Sword sect. Even they had suffered at the hands of this mysterious young man, forced to hand over cultivation techniques to plead for their lives. Others were too busy avoiding him, not daring to provoke his wrath. Not until Lu Qing's figure disappeared into the dense forest, his presence no longer perceptible, did the gathered experts start to stir again. What an amazing young man, able to single-handedly suppress so many experts. To incapacitate a golden core late-stage expert with just one punch, this person is not to be provoked. With that strange Earth Vein magnetic field, numbers mean little against him. He alone is tantamount to a major power. This person is not to be trifled with. He crippled Yu Dahai with one punch. Best to avoid him in future encounters. Yu Dahai and his group have truly lost face. Once the tales spread outside the secret realm, even the Lanhai sect and Shenyuan sect will be shamed. The experts in the forest discussed spiritedly. Some were gloating over Elder Yu's group's misfortune, while others were extremely wary of Lu Qing. After this event, many experts had already placed Lu Qing on the same level as Ba Tian of the Overlord clan and Shan Songfeng of the Heavenly Sword sect, as individuals not to be provoked within the secret realm. Yu, this person is exceedingly powerful. His strength hardly falls short of Ba Tian and Shen Songfeng. If the Chenkuan sect has his help, wouldn't they also have a chance to enter the ancient tower? A lady of the Gongsu family exclaimed in shock. The other Gongsu family members were equally astonished, hardly believing what they witnessed. As for Gong Shuyu, his gaze was now incredibly sullen, especially considering what the lady said. If the Chenkuan sect could truly enter the ancient tower, that would be something he absolutely could not accept. Young Master Yu, do you know this person? A middle-aged man with a profound aura overheard their conversation and asked curiously. Beside him were a dozen other formidable auras. We've only met once. Can't really say we know him. Gong Shu Yu's expression returned to calmness, replying indifferently. What a pity. If we could team up with him, entering the tower would be assured. The middle-aged man said with some regret. Not necessarily, given his domineering nature. If we were to collaborate, the gains would likely be mostly his, and we might end up busy for nothing. Gong Shu Yu shook his head. That's true. This person seems ruthless and merciless. Cooperating with him might not benefit us. The middle-aged man nodded. So the key is still to rely on ourselves. Fellow Taoist Fong, have you considered my previous proposal? I would certainly be willing to join forces with your Gongsu family, but we should agree on the division of rewards beforehand. Of course, since it's cooperation, everything should be negotiated in advance. Lu Qing quickly traversed all the way back to the valley. At this time, the sky remained dark, and many of the Chenkuan sect disciples in the valley were still resting. Lu Qing did not alert them and quietly returned to his cabin. In another cabin, Qin Zhang opened his eyes. Even on this side of the valley, they could vaguely feel the commotion at the ancient tower. He had been worried earlier that Lu Qing had been out for so long without returning, wondering if something had happened to him. Now, sensing his return, he finally breathed a sigh of relief. He just wondered what astonishing feat this man had accomplished over there this time. Ah Qing, we had such a big harvest this time. As soon as he entered the cabin, and Lu Qing set up an array to conceal their aura, Little Li crawled out of his embrace, very excitedly. Indeed, the mutant beasts we captured this time should be enough for our refinement. Lu Qing was also in a good mood. This time, not only did he hunt nearly 100 golden core level mutant beasts, but some of them were even mid-level golden core. He also acquired several dozen golden core level cultivation techniques, which would serve as resources for further deducing the perfect golden core skill. Truly a bountiful gain. Lu Qing summoned the leaving fire tripod, preparing to extract the primordial blood. Ah Qing, are you going to refine the bloodline now? Don't you want to rest a bit first? Little Li asked out of concern. Tonight, Lu Qing had continuously hunted nearly 100 golden core level mutant beasts and then faced off against those cultivators. So Little Li was still concerned about his exertion. It's fine. I know where my limits are. With the 5 elements gourd, his life-bound spiritual artifact, Lu Qing's sustained combat abilities were extremely formidable. As long as he wasn't mentally exhausted, this level of exertion wasn't too significant for him. Elder Yen. With a casual wave, he took out 10 golden core initial realm mutant beast corpses from the Chenquan bag and tossed them into the leaving fire tripod. Immediately, he activated his heart and spirit, summoning a massive amount of Nanming leaving fire from above the cauldron. The yen inside the tripod roared, revealing its true form, and together with Lu Qing, they rapidly refined and extracted the bloodline from the mutant beasts. With the combined effort of the person and the artifact spirit, the bloodline of the 10 golden core initial realm mutant beasts was swiftly extracted. Lu Qing, not resting for a moment, waved his hand and placed another 10 mutant beast corpses into the cauldron. Daylight has broken. Why hasn't Brother Chun come out yet? Outside the valley, Chu Shaoqing gazed at the cabin where Lu Qing resided, somewhat puzzled. Mr. Chun should be in seclusion. He likely won't come out anytime soon. Qin Zheng laughed. So that's it. Brother Chun is so diligent in his cultivation, even though he is already so formidable. Chu Shaoqing expressed admiration. Indeed, the path of cultivation is like rowing against the current. Not advancing means falling back. Only through diligent and unceasing practice can one keep moving upward. Mr. Chen's profound and mysterious power must come from being a dedicated practitioner. So you must also be diligent in your practice, and not slack off. Yi Qingzhu took the opportunity to scold the junior sister, tapping her on the head. I understand. I'll go practice my sword now. Chu Shaoqing shrank her head back and immediately grabbed her sword, running to the other side of the valley to practice diligently. This girl? Yi Qingzhu shook her head, somewhat helplessly. Chu Shaoqing's talent in cultivation is indeed excellent. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to undergo the heavenly tribulation at this age and achieve a golden core. Moreover, she achieved a mid-grade golden core, showing no lack of potential. However, her temperament leaves something to be desired. She lacks perseverance and tends to slack off in cultivation. If this continues, her chances of achieving the primordial spirit in the future seem slim. After all, the path of the primordial spirit requires more than just good talent. The cultivation of the Tao heart is also extremely important. If the Tao heart is not stable, one can never endure the terrifying primordial spirit tribulation. But the training of the Tao heart varies from person to person, so Yi Qingzhu has no good solution for Chu Shaoqing's character. Besides, even she herself has no certainty of achieving the primordial spirit in the future, let alone guiding others. Junior sister Qingzhu, everything can't be rushed. Junior sister Xiaojing has already improved a lot. With proper guidance, she might still step into the later stages of the golden core realm in the future. Qin Zhang said with a smile. Within the Chenquan sect, there are also factions. Yi Qingzhu, Zi Xiao, and Chu Shaoqing belong to the same faction, so they have always been close. It's all thanks to Mr. Chun. This girl idolizes him greatly now. Many things, as long as they're said by Mr. Chun, she takes in quite a lot. Yi Qingzhu sighed. And what about you, junior sister Qingzhu? How do you see Mr. Chun? Qin Zheng suddenly asked. Me? Yi Qingzhu was taken aback, then thought for a moment. Mr. Chun is too mysterious, like a dragon in the clouds, unfathomable and enigmatic. Indeed, even I cannot see through Mr. Chun at all. Qin Zheng sighed. The more he interacted with Lu Qing, the more he could feel this person's mystery and unfathomable depth. This kind of feeling not even some primordial spirit elders in the sect could give him. If it weren't for this secret realm allowing only cultivators below the primordial spirit realm to enter, he would have suspected Lu Qing of being a seasoned primordial spirit great power in disguise. Seeing his senior brother also in awe of Lu Qing, Yi Qingzhu became silent. In the Chenkuan sect, apart from the chief disciple Chen Lingxiao, the most brilliant and highly skilled among the inner sect true disciples is undoubtedly the second senior brother. Having endured 8 strokes of thunder tribulation to form an innate top-grade golden core, his cultivation has reached the 8 revolutions of the golden core. Such talent and cultivation, even among those top-tier forces, would make him an unparalleled talent. And now, even the second senior brother says Mr. Chen is unfathomable. This stirred an indescribable shock in Yi Qingzhu's heart. Just as the two fell into silence, a divine soul transmission suddenly came from within Lu Qing's cabin. Mr. Qin, Miss Yi, I might need to go into seclusion for a few days. If there's nothing urgent, please do not disturb me. Qin Zheng paused, then immediately replied, Mr. Chen, rest assured, we will stand guard for you here. Thank you very much. After these words, Lu Qing sent no more transmissions, clearly having begun his formal seclusion. Looks like Mr. Chen is about to have a breakthrough. In the present circumstances, with him wanting to seclude himself for several days, Qin Zheng and Yi Qingzhu immediately understood that Lu Qing must have had some significant insight. I just wonder what aspect Mr. Chen is breaking through in his cultivation or his cultivation technique. In the cabin, being discussed by Qin Zheng and Yi Qingzhu, several strands of blood diamond-like witches' primordial blood floated before Lu Qing. Ah Qing, shall we begin the refinement now? Little Li, seeing those few strands of primordial blood, expressed eagerness. Indeed, after previous extractions, Lu Qing had already extracted the primordial blood from all the golden core level mutant beasts. Ah Qing, you're going to refine the bloodline now? Do you want to rest a bit first? But little Li seemed a bit worried. Tonight, Lu Qing had hunted nearly 100 golden core level mutant beasts continuously and then confronted those cultivators. Little Li was still afraid he had overexerted himself. It's okay. I'm well aware of my limits. With the life-bound spiritual artifact, the 5 elements gourd, Lu Qing's sustained combatability was extremely formidable. As long as his mind was not exhausted, the consumption wasn't too significant for him. Elder Yen. With a casual wave, he pulled 10 bodies of initial realm golden core mutant beasts from the Chenkuan bag and threw them into the leaving fire tripod. Then he urged his heart and spirit, the substantial amount of Nanming leaving fire gushing from above the tripod. The yen within the tripod let out a roar at this time, revealing its true form, joining Lu Qing to quickly refine and extract the bloodline from within the mutant beasts. Together, they swiftly extracted the bloodline from the 10 initial realm golden core mutant beasts. Without stopping, Lu Qing waved his hand and threw another 10 mutant beast corpses into the cauldron. The day has already dawned. Why hasn't Brother Chen come out yet? Outside the valley, junior sister Xiao Jing looked at Lu Qing's cabin, a little puzzled. Mr. Chen is probably in seclusion. He probably won't be coming out for a while. Qin Zheng smiled. Oh, I see. Brother Chen is really diligent in his cultivation, even though he's already so powerful, junior sister Xiao Jing said with an expression of admiration. That's only natural. The path of cultivation is like sailing against the current. If you don't advance, you fall back. Only by practicing diligently can you reach greater heights. Mr. Chen can have such unfathomable strength, because he is surely a dedicated practitioner, so you must work hard at your cultivation too, and not always be lazy. Yi Qingzhu took this opportunity to tap her junior sister on the head and gave her a little lecture. I got it. I'll go practice my sword now. Junior sister Xiao Jing shrank her head and immediately ran to the other side of the valley with her sword and earnestly started practicing. That girl. Yi Qingzhu shook her head, a bit helpless. Chu Xiaoqing's cultivation talent is actually very good. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to weather the heavenly tribulation at her age and achieve the golden core. Moreover, she attained a mid-grade golden core, showing decent potential. However, her temperament is somewhat lacking, and her perseverance is insufficient. She tends to slack off in her cultivation. If this continues, she may have little hope of achieving the primordial spirit. After all, the way of the primordial spirit cannot be achieved by talent alone. The training of the Tao heart is also extremely important. Without a stable Tao heart, it is impossible to withstand the terrifying primordial spirit tribulation. But the training of the Tao heart depends on the individual, so Yi Qingzhu hasn't found a better approach for Chu Xiaoqing's personality. Besides, even she herself has no confidence that she will be able to achieve the primordial spirit, let alone guide others. Junior sister Qingzhu, do not rush anything. Junior sister Xiao Jing has already changed a lot. With good guidance, there is a possibility she can step into the later stage of the Golden Core realm, Qin Zhang said with a smile. In the Chengquan sect, there are also different factions. Yi Qingzhu, Zi Xiao, and junior sister Chu Xiaoqing all belong to the same faction, so they have always been relatively close. It's all thanks to Mr. Chun. This girl really worships him now, and if you mention Mr. Chun, she'll take it to heart. Yi Qingzhu sighed. So junior sister Qingzhu, what do you think of Mr. Chun? Qin Zhang suddenly asked. Me? Yi Qingzhu was taken aback, then thought for a moment and said, Mr. Chun is too mysterious, like a dragon in the clouds, unfathomable, difficult to comprehend. Yes, even I can't understand Mr. Chun at all, Qin Zhang sighed. The more he interacted with Lu Qing, the more he realized how mysterious and unfathomable this person was. This feeling, even compared to some of the primordial spirit realm elders in the sect, was equally hard to escape. If it weren't for the fact that this secret realm only allowed cultivators below the primordial spirit realm to enter, he would even suspect that Lu Qing was some seasoned primordial spirit great power in disguise. Meanwhile, as the two fell into silence, a divine soul transmission suddenly came from the cabin where Lu Qing was located. Mr. Qin, Miss Yi, I may need to go into seclusion. If it's not urgent, please don't disturb me. Qin Zhang paused, then said, Mr. Chun is undoubtedly on the verge of a breakthrough. Given the current situation in which he's deeply in seclusion for several days, both Qin Zhang and Yi Qingzhu immediately understood that Lu Qing must have had quite a revelation. Brother Chun has been in closed-door training for 3 days and still hasn't come out. In the valley, Chu Xiaoqing propped her chin with her hand, looking at the wooden cabin where Lu Qing was secluded, and sighed. It's only been 3 days. For us cultivators, it's quite normal to undergo training for 10 or even 20 years in seclusion. You're too impatient, young girl. Yi Qingzhu, who was meditating nearby, said indifferently. If we were cultivating outside, it would be like that. But right now we are in a secret realm. Shouldn't our priority be seeking fortuitous opportunities? Chu Xiaoqing said. I've heard that in the past few days, besides those top forces, many other forces have also banded together and successfully breached the tower. Even Gong Shu Yu and the others have entered it. Isn't Brother Chun at all worried about all the opportunities being seized by others? That indicates that to Mr. Chun, his current closed-door cultivation is more important than the opportunities within the ancient tower. Yi Qingzhu remained calm. But who would have thought that the night Brother Chun went out, he caused such a commotion? Not only did he hunt nearly 100 Golden Core level guardian beasts, he even subdued people from Lanhai sect and Shenyuan sect who had joined forces. Just how strong is Brother Chen's power? At this moment, Chu Xiaoqing exclaimed in amazement again. Upon hearing this, Yi Qingzhu's expression also became a bit dazed. Indeed, what Chu Xiaoqing described was too astonishing. Although she learned about it yesterday, it still felt very surreal. In these days, they haven't just been hiding in the valley doing nothing. They had gone out to gather information. As a result, they heard quite a lot of shocking news. For example, many forces, unable to break through the obstruction of the mutant beasts to enter the ancient tower, ultimately chose to join forces. Then many forces, after paying considerable prices, finally succeeded in breaching the tower. Even Gong Shu Yu and his group had allied with another powerful force and had entered the ancient tower. These kinds of news are what made Chu Xiaoqing a bit anxious. She wasn't really concerned about others obtaining opportunities, but the thought of people from the Gongsu family getting opportunities made her feel very displeased. Another shocking event for them was Lu Qing's astonishing feat near the ancient tower a few days ago. On the eve of officially entering closed-door cultivation, Lu Qing had hunted nearly 100 guardian beasts near the ancient tower. Later, a powerful golden core late-stage expert from Lanhai sect, Yu Dahai, led dozens of golden core realm individuals to blockade Lu Qing's path, but they were subdued by him instead. Not only was Yu Dahai disabled with one punch, the rest were almost scared out of their wits. In the end, they all had to plead for mercy, and each offered a golden core level cultivation technique to earn Lu Qing's mercy. Did Brother Chun suddenly enter seclusion to comprehend those golden core level techniques he just acquired? Senior Sister Yi, this time Brother Chun must have seriously offended the several sects like Lanhai sect and Shenyuan sect. Do you think he'll have trouble when he comes out? Chu Shaoqing suddenly felt a bit worried. I don't know. Yi Qingzhu shook her head. But Mr. Chun doesn't seem like a reckless person. Since he did it this way, he definitely has his own confidence and isn't afraid of those sections. That's true. Brother Chen never talks about his tutors, but his background must be astonishing. The sects like Lanhai sect probably can't do anything to him. While Chu Shaoqing and Yi Qingzhu were chatting, inside the wooden cabin where they were talking about Lu Qing, his cultivation was reaching a critical point. He sat with his eyes tightly shut, an invisible aura subtly emanating from him, distorting the surrounding atmosphere and even causing the space to quiver slightly. The terrifying aura filled the entire wooden cabin. If Lu Qing hadn't set up an array to conceal his aura beforehand, everyone in the valley would have been alarmed. Is Ah Qing about to have a breakthrough? Little Li had already shrunk into the corner. The aura emanating from Lu Qing didn't target it, but that terrifying field made it involuntarily keep a distance. Little Li stared wide-eyed at the distorting aura surrounding Lu Qing, both shocked and expectant. In those 3 days, it watched as Lu Qing continuously refined exotic beast bloodline. Ultimately, he refined about 70 to 80 portions of bloodline. Even the mid-golden core level mutant beast's bloodline had mostly been refined by him. Now, it seemed he was finally approaching a breakthrough. Lu Qing naturally sensed Little Li being pushed into the corner by his aura, but he no longer had the capacity to worry about such things. Because after refining a great deal of the witch's primordial blood, his physical body finally reached its peak, breaking through its limits and beginning a true transformation. Currently, his physical body was undergoing an incredible transformation at the deepest level. Every inch of flesh, every filament of muscle, bone, and even meridians and acupoints were transforming, becoming more vibrant, teeming with life energy. This was not only an increase in physical strength but a complete transformation, a leap in life. Such a powerful transformation manifested outwardly, where Lu Qing's life aura alone could cause the surrounding space to tremble. This physical transformation lasted nearly an hour before finally concluding. What state is my physical body in now? After the transformation completed, Lu Qing felt a hint of bewilderment. At this moment, not only was his physical strength several times greater than before his seclusion, more importantly, the vitality within his body was dozens of times stronger. Lu Qing estimated that the vitality within his body now was not inferior to that of the old dragon turtle from his homeland world. One must know that old dragon turtle not only had a massive body, its physical form was also that of a primordial spirit realm. The internal vitality was indeed astonishingly vast. The fact that he could compare to it was quite unbelievable. With my current vitality, even if my heart were shattered or my head damaged, I might be able to recover instantly. Lu Qing couldn't help but marvel silently. The most important thing is, Lu Qing directed his heart and spirit, and the perfect golden core within him suddenly dissolved and integrated into his physical body. Then, Lu Qing's physical power rose again, and the aura around him surged dramatically. Even the array he personally laid couldn't completely conceal this aura, letting a trace slip out. Instantly, outside the cabin, in the entire valley, the disciples of Chenkuan's sect jumped up as if they had been pricked by a pin. What happened? What kind of aura is this? Is there an enemy attack? The disciples of Chenkuan's sect looked around with intense tension. That unexpected aura was truly terrifying. In an instant, they all felt the shadow of death hovering over them. What happened? Qin Zhang, who had been practicing in another cabin, also stepped out, with a heavy expression. However, what he saw was his younger brothers and sisters looking around in panic. Only Yi Qingzhu and Chu Shaoqing were looking uncertainly at Lu Qing's closed wooden house. The aura just now seemed to have come from Brother Chen's room. Chu Shaoqing said, a bit unsure. Mr. Chen? Qin Zhang and the others immediately looked towards the wooden house where Lu Qing was in seclusion. However, at this moment the cabin was peaceful again, and they couldn't sense anything. Just when Qin Zhang and the others didn't know what to do, the door of the cabin suddenly opened. Lu Qing, holding little Li, slowly walked out. Mr. Chen, Brother Chen, the disciples of Chenkuan sect exclaimed. Thank you all these past few days for being protectors for me. I am deeply grateful. Lu Qing smiled. Qin Zhang hesitated and said, Mr. Chen, that aura just now. There was a small breakthrough in my cultivation just now which startled everyone. I am truly sorry. Oh, it was Mr. Chen. We thought there was an external enemy invading. It was merely a false alarm. Qin Zhang and the others breathed a huge sigh of relief. Really, that aura just now was too terrifying. If it had been an enemy attack, they would have struggled to resist. As for Lu Qing, after finding out about the commotion he caused at the ancient tower a few days ago, they found it easier to accept. Only, Lu Qing's already unfathomable strength took another leap. It's hard to imagine how powerful he might become. I was indeed careless, disturbing everyone's cultivation. Lu Qing said apologetically. It's nothing. Mr. Chen's breakthrough in cultivation is a joyous occasion. We should congratulate you instead. Qin Zhang smiled. Just a minor breakthrough. Nothing worth mentioning. Lu Qing said modestly. However, despite his modesty, he was also reliving the moment. Just now in the cabin, he attempted to utilize the perfect Golden Core's ability to be formless and at will, merging the power of the Golden Core into his own body. The result was like breaking a certain boundary, with his physical power soaring to an extremely frightening level. Just the aura of his physical body was enough to break through the array's protection and leak out. If he hadn't realized it and constrained the aura in time, the entire array might have exploded, and the cabin wouldn't have remained. After chatting for a while, everyone felt very pleased about Lu Qing coming out of seclusion. After all, these days they already knew about the commotion Lu Qing caused by the ancient tower. Moreover, they knew that many forces outside could now view Lu Qing as one of the secret realm's most intimidating figures, akin to the likes of Ba Tian and Shen Songfeng. Being around such a being greatly increased their safety. Brother Chen, now that you have come out of seclusion, what's your next plan? Chu Shaoqing suddenly asked. Hearing Miss Chu's words, did something happen in the secret realm during the days I was in seclusion? Lu Qing asked with interest. Yes, you're unaware. But these past days, many forces have united and succeeded in breaking through the tower, entering the ancient tower, although I don't know if they've seized any opportunities. Even those from the Gongsu family broke in. Oh, members of the Gongsu family entered the ancient tower? Lu Qing was a bit surprised. With their strength, they shouldn't be able to get past those late-stage Golden Core mutant beasts, right? Didn't they try to force you to join hands a while ago? Gong Shuyu somehow convinced the people from Songming sect to partner up, and finally succeeded in breaking through the tower. But I heard they paid a hefty price with tribesmen and disciples falling during the process. Chu Xiaoqing's tone carried a hint of schadenfreude. Ever since being duped by the Gongsu family, causing Brother Zhao Gang's death, she wished for nothing more than the demise of the Gongsu family members in the secret realm. I see. Lu Qing nodded slightly. Though he didn't have much understanding of the Songming sect, being viewed favorably by someone as proud as Gong Shuyu and invited to join suggests it's a highly formidable sect. Mr. Chen, are you also intending to enter the ancient tower? Qin Zheng asked. I do plan on doing so, Lu Qing replied straightforwardly. After all, we haven't found a way to leave this secret realm yet. A journey to the ancient tower seems inevitable. Qin Zhang nodded without surprise. Given Lu Qing's strength, it would be odd if he didn't want to break into the tower. And what about you, Mr. Qin? Do you want to enter the ancient tower as well? If so, I could accompany you inside. During this period, Lu Qing got along quite well with the disciples of Qianquan sect. If Qin Zhang and the others wished to enter the ancient tower, he wouldn't mind lending them a helping hand. Upon hearing this, all the disciples of Qianquan sect brightened and looked at Qin Zhang. With someone as powerful as Lu Qing accompanying them, their success rate in breaking into the tower would increase significantly. However, to everyone's surprise, Qin Zhang considered it for a moment and then shook his head. No, we'll pass. We're not planning on entering the tower. Saying this not only surprised all the disciples of Qianquan sect but also Lu Qing. Mr. Qin, have you decided? Indeed. After speaking, Qin Zhang's expression turned firm. Indeed, the ancient tower is extraordinarily mysterious. Inside might contain incredible opportunities or treasures. However, considering another aspect, the greater the opportunity, the greater the danger might be. We can't even deal with those mutant beasts guarding outside the tower. Qin cannot imagine what kind of dangers lurk within the tower. Brother Zhao Gang has already perished. I don't want the brothers and sisters to face unexpected outcomes. No matter how great the opportunities within the ancient tower are, they are not for us to covet. Upon hearing the second brother's wise words, the disciples of Qianquan sect, initially incredulous, gradually calmed. They began to see the sense in the second brother's reasoning. Indeed, they couldn't even confront the guarding mutant beasts. Who knew what dangers lay within the tower? No matter how great the opportunities within the ancient tower are, they are not for us to covet. Upon hearing the second brother's wise words, the disciples of Qianquan sect, initially incredulous, gradually calmed. Then they all felt the second brother made some sense. Indeed, they couldn't even confront the guarding mutant beasts. Who knew what dangers lay within the tower? Then they all felt the second brother made some sense. Indeed, they couldn't even confront the guarding mutant beasts. Who knew what dangers lay within the tower? The other opportunities in the secret realm? Qin Zhang was first taken aback. Then he had a thought. Could it be? It seems Mr. Qin already has an idea. Lu Qing nodded and said, That's right. The reason I've been relentlessly hunting the mutant beasts is also for this opportunity. The bodies of these mutant beasts in the secret realm contain a divine bloodline. As long as you extract and refine this bloodline and absorb it, you can enhance your physical body and expand your potential. This opportunity might not compare to what's inside the ancient tower, but it's still a decent boost to one's strength. The mutant beasts in the secret realm contain a divine bloodline? Upon hearing this, Qin Zhang and the others were all pleasantly surprised. At the same time, they finally understood why Lu Qing, who had always been low profile, was so persistent in hunting mutant beasts, even at the risk of exposing his real strength. It turned out those mutant beasts contained such a secret. But even more moving was that Lu Qing was willing to disclose this secret to them at this moment. However, you also need to be careful. Although the bloodline within the mutant beasts is divine, the refinement process is dangerous too. The bloodline contains a type of evil qi, which can erode the physical body and divine soul of living creatures. Therefore, during the refinement, you must be within your means and don't be greedy. As soon as you notice that the evil qi you can withstand has reached its limit, you must temporarily stop. Wait until the evil qi slowly dissipates completely, then continue with the refinement. Otherwise, the erosion of the divine soul and physical body by the evil qi, significant loss of primordial qi, and weakening of spiritual wisdom would be too big a loss to bear. Lu Qing cautioned. Thank you for the reminder, Mr. Chun. Qin Zhang bowed gratefully. The other disciples of the Qianquan sect also followed suit, bowing in gratitude, feeling exceptionally thankful. With this opportunity, their entry into the secret realm this time was finally not in vain. You can first target mutant beasts of the Foundation Establishment realm for hunting and try refining them. As for the bloodline of Golden Core realm mutant beasts, unless you've condensed a top-grade innate Golden Core, or reached the later stages of the Golden Core realm, it's hard to withstand the impact of the evil chi from them. Lu Qing continued to remind. The reason he shared the secret of the witch's primordial blood with Qin Zhang and the others was not only due to a good impression of these disciples of the Chengkuan sect. More importantly, his physical body had already transformed. The primordial blood of Golden Core level was of no great use to him now. The remaining primordial blood he had on hand should be enough for Little Li and the 5 elements to use. As for the portion meant for his master and Little Yen, when he heads to the tower later, he can collect another round from the guardian beasts. So, even if these Chengkuan sect disciples knew the secret, it didn't affect him. After Qin Zhang and others thanked him again, Lu Qing turned to look at the Taoist with 5 treasures. Taoist, how about you? Will you join me in entering the tower? The Taoist with 5 treasures pondered for a moment, then shook his head. It's better not to. As Mr. Qin mentioned, the dangers inside the ancient tower are unknown. I know my limits, and my little abilities would likely get me nowhere in there. Moreover, I just divined a result for myself, and the outcome showed nothing but a fog of uncertainty, with the path ahead unclear. So, I'll wait outside with Mr. Qin and the others. The Taoist with 5 treasures had another secret. In fact, he also divined a result for Lu Qing, but it showed nothing but chaos, revealing nothing. Therefore, he realized that this one must possess an extremely powerful exotic treasure capable of concealing the calculations of cause and effect. It seems the Taoist has made his decision, so I won't insist. Regarding the Taoist's decision, Lu Qing naturally had no objections. What kind of dangers waited inside the ancient tower, he was unsure. Thus, he had no confidence to ensure the safety of the Taoist with 5 treasures. Now that the Taoist had retreated in the face of difficulty, Lu Qing felt more at ease. Brother Chun, when do you plan to head to the ancient tower? Chu Shaoqing asked. Lu Qing thought for a moment and replied, right now, since I've finished my secluded cultivation. The sooner I go, the better, to see if I can find a way to leave the secret realm. Then, we wish Mr. Chun in advance that you may come across great opportunities inside the ancient tower and find a way out of the secret realm, Qin Zhang said earnestly. Brother Chun, be careful of Gong Shuyu and the others when you reach the ancient tower, Chu Shaoqing cautioned. The ancient tower is perilous, Mr. Chun. Please be extra cautious. Yi Qingyu echoed. Ha, thank you all. I'll be on my way then. Lu Qing let out a hearty laugh, displayed his movement technique, held Little Li, and floated out of the valley towards the direction of the ancient tower. Qin Zhang and the others continued to watch his silhouette until it vanished. Ah Qing, it seems fewer powerhouses are in this dense forest now, Little Li suddenly said during the journey to the ancient tower. They've probably all entered the ancient tower. Lu Qing thought of what Chu Shaoqing had said earlier. We're going now. Could the opportunities in the tower have all been taken by others? Little Li worried. Not that easy, Lu Qing laughed briefly. Those people even take days just to break into the tower. Even if they manage to get inside, they might not achieve much. Didn't the people from the Overlord clan and the Heavenly Sword sect enter the tower long ago? Yet they eventually withdrew, which shows that the opportunities inside the ancient tower aren't that easy to obtain. Chatting with Little Li, Lu Qing soon reached the edge of the plain. He saw those 18 mutant beasts still standing on the plain. Except now, there were faint traces of blood on the ground, indicating the major forces had indeed paid a price when breaking into the tower. Looking at the 18 beasts, Lu Qing didn't hesitate, his body like a whirlwind, stepping into the plain once again for hunting and harvesting. Now his physical body had fully transformed, and the primordial blood of Golden Core level no longer had much effect on him. But Little Li and the 5 elements were still a bit short of it. And he also wanted to gather more to leave for his home world later for his master and Little Yen to use. After the transformation of his physical body, Lu Qing's strength had increased significantly again. Although his realm hadn't changed, his strength had greatly improved compared to before the secluded cultivation. Now, even without activating the Golden Core, he could easily hunt mutant beasts of the mid-Golden Core level with just the power of his physical body. What's that commotion? Who's breaking into the tower again? Didn't all the forces capable of storming the tower already enter the ancient tower? Why is there still someone breaking in? It's that mysterious young man from a few days ago. Why is he hunting mutant beasts again with such strength? Why not enter the ancient tower to seize opportunities? Could it be that the secret within these mutant beasts is greater than the opportunities inside the ancient tower? The commotion from Lu Qing hunting mutant beasts quickly alerted the powerhouses in the dense forest. These powerhouses, some were high cultivation loose cultivators, and others were Golden Core Realm powerhouses from smaller factions. They all had no way to storm the tower and could only linger in the forest. Upon hearing the noise, they gathered at the edge of the plain, only to find it was indeed that mysterious young man from several days ago hunting mutant beasts, leaving them all amazed. Bang! With a casual palm strike, he knocked down the last mid-Golden Core mutant beast. With the force penetrating, the beast was instantly shocked to death. This was already his fourth round of clearing out the outer Golden Core level mutant beasts. After storing away the beast's body, Lu Qing suddenly felt a chill in his heart. He looked up to see that the three late Golden Core mutant beasts had opened their eyes, looking down at him from above. Seeing this, Lu Qing suddenly smiled. Just in time, I've collected enough. Let's see what you're made of. With that, he lightly flickered, finally stepping into the guardian domain of the three late Golden Core mutant beasts. Looking at the colossal three-headed Golden Core Realm mutant beast, glaring down at him from above, Lu Qing felt not the slightest fear in his heart. Instead, a surge of heroic spirit arose within him. With a single step, he was already in the guardian domain of the three-headed Golden Core Realm mutant beast. Has that mysterious young man entered the guardian domain of the three-headed Golden Core Realm mutant beast? Is he finally going to take on the tower challenge? Taking on the tower alone, can he withstand the attacks of those terrifying three-headed beasts? Seeing Lu Qing step into the guardian domain of the three-headed Golden Core Realm mutant beast, the powerful ones lingering in the forest were invigorated, all staring intently, afraid to miss any detail. On the other side, as Lu Qing took a step forward, instantly, spirit light flashed in the eyes of the three-headed Golden Core Realm mutant beast, and an incredibly terrifying aura erupted violently. The white ape was the first to act, and in an instant, it was already in front of Lu Qing. With a ferocious momentum, its huge fist descended like Mount Tai, crushing down on Lu Qing from above. Similarly with a punch, the momentum this white ape unleashed was dozens, even 100 times stronger than that of the black ape in the middle Golden Core Realm. Well done! Facing this punch that could easily smash entire swathes of Golden Core Realm individuals, Lu Qing had no intention of dodging. Instead, he pulled back his fist stance. A roar of tiger and dragon erupted within him, shaking the surroundings, and he met the punch head-on with a punch of his own. Is he actually opting for a direct confrontation? Under the disbelieving eyes of the strong ones, Lu Qing's fist collided with the white ape's fist. The next moment, the ground shook, and terrifying power exploded between the man and beast. Celestial gale ravaged, and any leakage was enough to tear a cultivator of the initial Golden Core Realm to shreds. The scary power caused the hearts of the strong ones to tremble, yet what left them even more incredulous was both parties upon this clash actually retreated several steps each, ending in a draw. It ended in a draw? This mysterious young man can actually withstand the white ape without falling behind? Even Ba Tian from the Ba Tian clan and Shan Tsongfeng from the Heavenly Sword Sect, the top Golden Core cultivators, probably can't manage this. That's right. They have to rely on magical treasures to ensure they aren't crushed by these Golden Core Realm beasts. But to engage in such direct combat is simply impossible. Indeed, this one is the most untouchable existence in the secret realm. With such a physical body, he's like a fish in water in this strange secret realm, even more troublesome and terrifying than the top Golden Core cultivators. Roar! As the strong one's divine soul transmissions exchanged, the white ape just forced back, and the other two Golden Core Realm mutant beasts also moved to flank Lu Qing. Of the two, One was a black giant snake several dozen meters long, and the other was a white wolf standing 7 to 8 meters high. The black snake's tail lashed out like a heaven-reaching pillar set to shatter the heavens towards Lu Qing. The white wolf swiped its claws, its massive claws more terrifying than the blade light of a sword Dao master in the Golden Core realm. The siege of 2 Golden Core realm mutant beasts increased the pressure on Lu Qing. Yet he didn't panic, laughed heartily, and with a light tap of his foot, a yellow light flashed as the invisible primordial magnetic power wrapped around the 2 beasts. The forms of the black snake and white wolf paused, yet the next moment, an almost tangible chi blood erupted from them, instantly dispelling the shackles of the primordial magnetic power. This was the first failure of Lu Qing's earth vein magnetic domain since entering the secret realm. But all he needed was this momentary gap. In the instant the black snake and white wolf stalled, Lu Qing's form flashed repeatedly, not only escaping their joint attack but also taking this opportunity to dash quickly towards the entrance of the ancient tower. Roar! Yet at this moment, the white ape flashed to Lu Qing's back, striking out fiercely. Lu Qing turned and punched, and as the fists clashed, the celestial gale surged again. Lu Qing's body suddenly flew backward, yet he borrowed the force of the white ape's punch, turning himself into a stream of light, closing in on the ancient tower entrance at an even faster speed. This time, the 3 beasts could no longer obstruct him, only able to watch as Lu Qing's figure disappeared into the ancient tower. Finally, after a round of unwilling roars, they again became like statues, standing in their original positions. After the 3-headed Golden Core realm mutant beasts completely calmed down, a loud commotion erupted in the forest. He just went in like that? So effortlessly and gracefully. Not a single one of these 3 Golden Core realm beasts seemed to dare to approach him. With such a formidable person entering the ancient tower to compete with other forces for the opportunities, it's bound to be a fierce dragon-tiger fight. The strength he displays each time is stronger than before. It's a pity those forces in the ancient tower didn't see this. Encountering him, they're bound to suffer a great loss. Unfortunately, our strength is too weak to get inside and witness it firsthand. Amidst the discussions of the strong ones in the forest, Lu Qing had already entered the ancient tower. However, the situation inside the ancient tower was somewhat different from what he anticipated. What first greeted him was a long passageway. On either side were huge stones exuding an ancient aura, giving off a sense of powerful oppression. As he vigilantly scanned his surroundings, Lu Qing reminisced about the earlier confrontation with the 3 Golden Core realm mutant beasts. He had naturally not exerted his full strength when battling the 3-headed Golden Core realm beasts, relying solely on the power of his physical body to clash head-on with the white ape, not even activating his magic power Golden Core. The purpose was, naturally, to test just how strong his physical body was now. The conclusion was that, at present, the pure power of his physical body was still somewhat inferior to that of the 3 Golden Core realm beasts. In a short-term face-off, he could confront them directly, but if the battle prolonged, he feared he would start to fall behind. However, if he were to activate the magic power Golden Core, integrating it into his body, it would be a different scenario. The 3 Golden Core realm beast heads would surely not be his match. If he were to deploy the divine skill of great strength, he could probably suppress and slay them with a single hand. However, such an act would be too astonishingly sensational. Lu Qing was habitually keeping a few tricks up his sleeve. After all, what's most important now is the opportunity within the ancient tower. Those beasts won't escape, anyway, and after he's done exploring the ancient tower, there'll be plenty of time to deal with them. With these thoughts, Lu Qing moved swiftly down the passageway. Soon, he had traveled far beyond the visible size of the ancient tower from the outside. Yet the surrounding scenery remained unchanged. Clearly, the ancient tower contained more extensive, hidden dimensions within. Without any impatience, after a while, Lu Qing suddenly sensed a light ahead. Without sensing any danger, he continued forward. The next moment, he felt he had arrived in a vast space. When Lu Qing saw his surroundings clearly, he found himself in an enormous space. This space was similar to a grand hall, vast and empty, surrounded by majestic walls. The ground was paved with ancient, massive stone blocks, and the ceiling was thousands of feet above. The entire hall was filled with a sense of ancient and desolate atmosphere. However, what caught Lu Qing's attention the most were the numerous murals carved on the surrounding walls. These murals were similarly gigantic, depicting figure after figure. Each figure was 1,000 feet tall, making Lu Qing seem as small as an ant in front of them. And each of these figures had indistinct faces, as if shrouded in mist, making it impossible to see their true appearances. However, their body shapes were vastly different from those of the human race, clearly not ordinary living creatures. The more Lu Qing tried to see them clearly, the thicker the mist seemed to grow, and gradually, even the figures themselves began to blur. It seemed as if some rule was preventing him from seeing the true appearances of those figures and exploring the contents carved into the stone. But this only piqued Lu Qing's interest even further. He immediately activated his superpower and gazed at one of the murals. Not long after, strips of writing emerged from the mural. Witch's stone carving. A stone carving recorded by an ancient witch clan's mighty figure. This stone carving records some ancient events of the ancient witch clan. Rules of power have been applied to the stone carving, and without reaching a certain realm, one cannot see the true appearances of the figures within. After reading those notes, Lu Qing felt a surge of disappointment. He thought that these murals, given their divine appearances, might hold some secrets or heritage. But it turned out they were just ordinary murals, merely recording some events of the ancient witch clan. Indeed, not everything left by a powerful figure necessarily contains heritage. Understanding the intricacies of these murals, Lu Qing's interest significantly waned. However, he continued to watch. Despite the heavy mist on the murals, as Lu Qing watched slowly, he managed to discern some events. The murals vaguely recorded the origins of the witch clan, existing since the world had not yet evolved and was still in chaos. Later, as the witch clan emerged, their formidable power allowed them to dominate for a while, occupying countless territories and enslaving numerous living creatures. After that, some living creatures, unwilling to be oppressed, resisted, eventually leading to a massive Taoist witch war. After this war, the witch clan declined, and the Tao clan rose, occupying the witch clan's territories. The mural's tale ended abruptly here. Moreover, there was mist obscuring many scenes, causing Lu Qing to miss many details, leaving only a general understanding. But even if he could see it all clearly, Lu Qing wouldn't completely trust what was depicted. These murals were left by the witch clan's mighty figures, so the story would surely favor the witch clan. Who knows how much of the content had been subjectively embellished by that powerful figure. So he just treated it as a story, not paying much attention to it. After all, these are ancient matters, separated from now by countless millennia. Now even the witch clan has vanished without a trace, unclear if they faced extinction. Looking around, the vast space was devoid of others, and he didn't know where those other forces who entered earlier had gone. Lu Qing began to walk around the hall, and after circling once, he finally discovered a mystery. In the center of the hall, there was a large circle with teleportation runes engraved on it, faintly pulsing with spatial power. I see, those powerful individuals must have used the transmission array to go elsewhere? Lost in thought, Lu Qing realized that the true trial seemed to be in another space. He used his superpower to examine the transmission array on the ground, and finding no danger, he confidently held little Li and stepped onto it. The next moment, a light lit up, familiar fluctuations of spatial power enveloped him, and the figures of Lu Qing and little Li disappeared from the hall. When they reappeared, Lu Qing found himself in another space. As soon as he arrived, Lu Qing felt something unusual, his body suddenly feeling extremely heavy. The gravity in this space was dozens of times stronger than that of the secret realm outside. He immediately activated his Earth Vein magnetic force, trying to alleviate the gravity, but found it ineffective. The heaviness in this space seemed to be caused by some rule-level phenomenon, not something that could be resolved merely by Earth Vein magnetic force. Realizing this, Lu Qing stopped making futile attempts. Fortunately, both he and Little Li's physical bodies were strong enough, so the gravity didn't pose too much of a challenge for them. Little Li, do you feel anything? Lu Qing casually asked, starting to observe the surroundings. Not at the moment. Little Li shook his head. No treasures nearby. Lu Qing found that they were currently in a small world-like space. Surrounding them was a vast wasteland, but no living creatures were visible, and thousands of miles away stood a mountain peak like a pillar reaching the sky. Looks like we can only head there. Lu Qing, holding Little Li, used his movement technique and made his way towards the distant mountain peak. As he moved, Lu Qing felt another difference. If he used Taoist skills to travel, the mana consumed every second would be dozens of times higher than that in the secret realm outside. One must know, traveling in the secret realm already consumes a lot of mana, and here it is even more so. Even with his perfect golden core, facing such consumption, he felt a bit strained. However, he also discovered that if he used the power of the physical body, the consumption wasn't as exaggerated. Immediately, Lu Qing restrained his mana and propelled himself using only the power of the physical body to travel. Although this slowed him down somewhat, the consumption was greatly reduced. Boom! One foot stomped on the ground, and under the thrust of immense power, Lu Qing's figure left behind a series of afterimages, rapidly heading towards the heaven-reaching mountain. After running for several hundred miles, his steps suddenly halted, coming to a stop. He saw that not far ahead, more than a dozen people were sitting cross-legged on the ground, in a state of meditation. However, all these faces were unfamiliar, and Lu Qing did not know which faction they belonged to. Is it him? The more than a dozen people also sensed the commotion. Upon opening their eyes, they were all greatly astonished. Lu Qing did not recognize them, but they were very familiar with him. A few days ago, the scene of him consecutively hunting nearly 100 golden core level mutant beasts, and then single-handedly subduing dozens of elite disciples from major sects like Lanhai sect and Shenyuan sect was still vivid in their minds. Seeing such a formidable figure coming from behind, they were shocked and became highly vigilant. They had all witnessed Lu Qing pillaging Yu Dahai and his group firsthand that day. They were afraid that if Lu Qing got displeased, he might plunder them as well. However, they were clearly overthinking it, as Lu Qing had no interest in attacking them. After just glancing at them, he stepped on the ground and set off again, quickly passing by them, advancing forward. Seeing that Lu Qing did not attack them, everyone breathed a collective sigh of relief. Then, they looked at Lu Qing's quickly fading figure with an expression of marvel. I never thought that this one would enter the ancient tower. Indeed, he has the strength to venture the tower alone. To be honest, it's strange that he's only entering now. With such strength, why waste time on those mutant beasts? It's likely that those mutant beasts indeed harbor a tremendous secret, but unfortunately, we are powerless to unravel it. Possessing a strong physical body is advantageous. This space is too mana-consuming to travel. It took us a whole day to get here. Judging by his speed, it probably won't take him half a day to reach the heaven-reaching mountain. We have no choice. Our spirit stones and elixirs are running low. Even if it means slowing down, we can't afford to consume everything here. Otherwise, without the support of mana, just the weight of this space would make our steps laborious. That's right, it's better to be steady and ensure mana sufficiency. After some discussion, Lu Qing's figure had long since disappeared, and they were just about to resume their meditation. Suddenly, one person's expression shifted. Did anyone else feel something? Lao Amo, what did you say? The others looked at him, but in the next moment, their expressions changed, all looking towards their feet. They felt a fierce aura rising from underground. However, before they had time to react, the ground suddenly cracked open. A white light flashed, cutting across Lao Amo. Then they saw Lao Mo's expression freeze, his vitality chi rapidly dissipating. His entire body split in two, falling to the ground, the smell of blood immediately permeating the air. What the hell is this thing? Everyone was astonished. immediately summoning their magical treasures to protect themselves. At this moment, no one dared speak of conserving mana anymore. All were cautiously watching the movement below. Lao Mo, a 6th transition Golden Core expert, was instantly wiped out by that white light, dead on the spot. Just what was that white light? Yet no matter how they tried to sense it, they couldn't probe the situation underground. They only felt a fierce aura moving rapidly beneath them, at an incredible speed. Swish! As everyone remained wary, the ground split again, and another white light shot from below, flying towards another Golden Core Realm individual. Go! This time, having been on guard, that Golden Core Realm reacted in time. With the stimulation of his heart and spirit, the flying sword he had painstakingly refined flew immediately toward the white light. Clang! The flying sword accurately struck the white light, and with a crisp sound, the white light flipped backward and eventually paused in midair. It was then that everyone managed to see the white light's true form. They were all taken aback. Is that a mantis? Indeed, it resembled a mantis-like mutant beast. Except, it was as long as a human arm, and far more menacing in appearance than an ordinary mantis. Especially its twin-bladed legs, unusually long, emitting a chilling cold light. It seemed to slice through one's very divine soul just by looking at it. Seeing this scene, everyone immediately understood that the white light they saw earlier was transformed from the mantis mutant beast's bladed legs. Kill this creature and avenge Lao Mo. After figuring out the white light's nature, everyone became angry. The mantis mutant beast before them was only at the initial realm of the Golden Core level, yet it had ambushed and killed one of their companions, infuriating them. Immediately, over a dozen Golden Core Realm experts collectively unleashed their Taoist magical treasures to attack the mantis mutant beast. Facing so many attacks, the mantis mutant beast, despite trying to dodge with all its might, could not fully evade. In the end, despite its tough physical body, it was torn to pieces by the furious Golden Core Realm attacks, and with a scream was completely annihilated. What bad luck! Indeed, this space contained hidden dangers. It was our negligence that cost Lao Mo his life so unjustly. A Golden Core late-stage expert looked sadly at Lao Mo's corpse. The rest fell silent. They had been in this space for a whole day. Throughout the day, they kept traveling, not encountering any living creatures. Thus, they subconsciously assumed the space held no dangers. Little did they know, just a moment of carelessness cost Lao Mo his life. Alright, now is not the time for mourning. Since Lao Mo came here to explore, he should have been prepared for death. Collect his corpse and let's continue traveling. That late-stage Golden Core Realm spoke. The others, hearing this, also gathered their feelings. Having cultivated to such a realm, they had witnessed many life and death events. While the loss of a companion was saddening, it wasn't enough to make them retreat. Just when they were about to gather Lao Mo's corpse, their expressions abruptly changed once again. Everyone suddenly felt a surge of fierce aura erupting from beneath the ground, rapidly approaching them. Not good. That mantis mutant beast had companions. Its earlier screams were calling for them. Run! The Golden Core late-stage expert suddenly realized, shouting loudly. He immediately activated his magical treasure, quickly dodging to the side. The others did the same, not caring about Lao Mo's body anymore. They frantically activated their magic treasure Taoist techniques and fled in all directions. Just as they dodged, the place they had stood shattered, and countless white lights erupted, tearing through everything around. Lao Mo's body was instantly shredded with no trace left. After shredding Lao Mo's body, those white lights immediately charged toward the remaining Golden Core experts. It's over. The late-stage Golden Core expert looked back. The white lights emerging from underground numbered at least a few hundred. Pursuing him were dozens of them, and his face was instantly filled with despair. Little Li, what's wrong? As Lu Qing journeyed, he suddenly felt Little Li crawl onto his shoulder, looking towards the rear. I have a bad feeling coming from behind. Little Li tilted his head and said, A bad feeling? Lu Qing also tried sensing it. But due to the peculiar nature of this space, Their divine soul sensing range was severely restricted, so he didn't sense anything. Could it be that those people we met earlier ran into trouble? Lu Qing speculated. But after some thought, he ultimately did not turn back. Since they dared to enter the tower, whatever they encounter must be left to fate. He wasn't a do-gooder, not interested in meddling in everything. Besides, he had already run 100 miles or more. If something did happen, it might be too late to return. So after a moment's thought, Lu Qing continued forward, running all the way towards the heaven-reaching mountain. About an hour later, Lu Qing finally arrived near the mountain's base. This mountain peak seems a bit off. As Lu Qing approached the heaven-reaching mountain, he noticed something was amiss. From afar, the mountain appeared straight, resembling a pillar reaching the sky. But as he got closer, he realized the mountain was tiered, and its surface was quite smooth, not a genuine mountain peak. It looked more like a vertebra of some kind of creature. But what sort of creature would have a spine that could grow to such proportions, so towering and vast? And what would its true form be like? Gazing at the mountain ahead, Lu Qing was utterly astonished. Instinctively, he activated his superpower, trying to see if it could uncover any information. He had attempted before but gained nothing, yet this time he intended to try longer. Ah Qing, why does this mountain look to me like? At this moment, Little Li hesitated to say. It also looks to me like the spine of an exceedingly large creature. Lu Qing nodded. Little Li's mouth gaped open. How big must that creature be? I don't know, but it certainly must be a being beyond our imagination. After a momentary pause, Little Li said, Ah Qing, I can vaguely sense that on this mountain peak. There's a rather formidable treasure, but the sensation isn't very clear. Is that so? Then it means we're in the right place. Lu Qing kept his eyes on the mountain ahead, and even after 15 minutes, there was still no change. Just when he thought he couldn't uncover any information and was about to give up, finally, a few lines of floating text appeared atop the mountain. Bone of the True Witch, the spine left behind after the death of an ancient True Witch. The True Witch, a mid-tier member of the Witch Clan, holds a status only below the Great Witch and the Ancestor Witch. This spine was left by a deceased True Witch of the Witch Clan, refined by powerful figures in the clan to suppress this realm, forming the Trial Mountain. Descendants of the ancient Witch Clan can climb this spine, endure the trial of the evil Qi within, to receive the essence within the bone, transforming into a witch. Bone of the True Witch, indeed, this mountain peak is the spine of some powerful being left behind, and the reason this space is so heavy is due to the suppression of this Bone of the True Witch. After reading the floating text, Lu Qing felt a surge of joy in his heart. Apart from uncovering the origin of the heaven-reaching mountain, what delighted him more was the information revealed in the subsequent text. As long as he climbs this Bone of the True Witch and withstands the trials within, he can receive the essence within it. Although he didn't know how powerful the so-called True Witch was, but the fact that just one vertebra could suppress an entire realm was evidence enough of a formidable being beyond his imagination. The essence it left behind must be an extraordinary treasure. Ah Qing, did you discover the origin of this mountain peak? Little Li, seeing Lu Qing's expression, immediately asked. It knew that Lu Qing had an amazing ability, capable of revealing the origin of most items with some investigation. I learned a bit. Perhaps we'll have to climb this mountain soon. If we can endure it, there's great fortune to be had. If not, you should temporarily retreat to the leaving fire tripod. Lu Qing said. Is there great fortune? Little Li's ears perked up at once. Yes, let's go. Lu Qing employed his movement technique and rushed forward, soon reaching the foot of the Bone of the True Witch. Then he saw that many people were gathered in various positions ahead. He recognized some faces like the people from the Gongsu family and the group from Lanhai sect and Shenyuan sect that he had suppressed before. The people gathered at this mountain foot were over 100. However, the situation seemed not very favorable for these people. Many bore bloodstains, sitting in meditation on the ground, trying to regain their energy. Some appeared dazed, having faced some unknown blow. Some even lay sprawled on the ground, breathless. Clearly, a lot had happened here. The arrival of Lu Qing equally drew the attention of those in front. As they turned and saw Lu Qing, many people's expressions changed. Nobody expected that he would eventually enter the ancient tower. Especially the people from Lanhai sect and Shenyuan sect turned pale. Just not long ago, they had been suppressed by Lu Qing and only survived by surrendering their cultivation techniques. Elder Yu was still nursing his injuries outside, unable to follow them into the tower. Gong Shuyu and others equally did not look pleased. Even top golden cores like Ba Tian and Shen Songfeng had a slight change in their expressions. The suppression force in this realm was much stronger than in the secret realm outside. The limitations on them reached an unprecedented level. For someone like Lu Qing, with a physically formidable body akin to a mutant beast, he was undoubtedly a significant threat to them. Under the watchful eyes of so many strong beings, Lu Qing's expression remained unchanged. He naturally noticed the wariness of those people towards him. However, he didn't mind, not even greeting them. Instead, he walked to another spot, quietly observing the bone of the true witch before him. With this observation, Lu Qing noticed that the surface of this mountain-sized bone of the true witch wasn't entirely smooth either. A massive staircase spiraled up it, seemingly left for people to climb.